Hello friends, thank you for joining us. My name is Mark, and this is the O2 Drop. This is Australia's very best, made for adults, Pokemon VGC podcast, coming from Perth, home of several of our panelists. Tonight, I'm joined by Chris in my lounge room.
It's the world's best Pokemon podcast, not just Australia's.
I was being modest.
Yeah.
I'm also joined remotely because he is on the other side of the country by Dan, the real Dizzy B.
What's up?
I'm also joined remotely by Kiran, who lives slightly too far away and couldn't be bothered driving.
What's good, guys?
Has he still got his license? Maybe he can't drive.
It's true. Whoa. No, it was only temporarily. It was only temporarily suspended. The license. I paid the fine. The license is back.
Sorted. Lovely. Love to hear it. So not only fellow panelist and road hooligan, but also 2026 Melbourne Regionals finalist, Kiran Singh. Congratulations on that result.
Thank you, mate. I've never been described as a road hooligan before. That's
Add it to the Twitter bio.
One violation, guys. One violation.
I'd say that's more than me. It's really not.
Yeah, I'm a serial road hooligan in my
It might be
my
two
youth.
violations.
Only two that the police know of.
Mm-hmm. And we also got Day2.
Exactly.
Day2 Dan.
Day2 Daniel, one of the most consistent members of the panel, I find.
One of the most consistently bad at Day2.
Consistently makes it into Day2 and then shits the bed.
Yeah.
What was your record in Day2 this season?
06.
Which is still six Day2. 6 Day2 games. I am 0-0 in Day2.
Undefeated in Day2. Christopher Marr.
Technically undefeated in the Day2. That's true.
Look, my reg I win rate was getting too high in the VGC wraps. I need to tank it in Day2. That's what I want to tell myself.
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, all three of you played in Melbourne and I was there. And yeah, that was Reg I. Are we happy it's over, or do we want more Scarlet and Violet? Are we looking forward to champions? Chris, how are we feeling?
I'm over it. I was over it mid fucking tournament, to be honest, on the Saturday. We can officially say the Scarlet Violet era is over, unless you count like locals this weekend. But, you know, as far as like big official events go, it's over. And Trapagos never won a major event.
It won a special event.
It won 3 special events. It won some like bullshit like South African ones and a couple of like Latin Lima this weekend.
Lima.
Yeah, it was the toxic.
Actually, I thought it was really funny, like the discourse on Twitter about Terrapagos not winning anything like a couple of weeks ago was like people saying, oh, Terrapagos sucks, didn't win anything. And then like people like, oh, won this like 90-person major. That counts. Feel like, nah, it sucks, like doesn't count. And then this weekend it wins an 80-person major. So really proving the haters right on that.
It's really good at picking up the mid-level tournaments, you know, bigger than a cup, smaller than a regionals. That's where you want to be taking Pagos, I think.
Was it the Durban special event that it won? It won one of the South African events. And
it won a South African. It did.
One of the kitchen cups.
Well, congratulations on the Lima winner, who will now be going to the World Championships thanks to Terrapagos. We had less Terrapagos in Melbourne. Dan, I think you mentioned that Miraidon was on half of the teams in Day2 in Melbourne.
Yeah, it was like 49% Day 2 and like 42% Day 1. So it definitely was the Miraidon show.
Pretty crazy, you're not going to lie.
Should have brought Tinglu.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have done. Because a lot of them have dropped like...
Do you not bring Tinglu? I thought you brought...
I ditched the soup because, and I blame Matt Slocum for this if you're listening, because he said, my man, it's not the guy. I don't think it's the guy. He kept saying this when I was doing it. Well, I mean, it tanks Specs Draco Meteor just fine, and the rest of it, its attacks is immune to. It doesn't gleam, doesn't kill it.
Well, a lot of them aren't even running
D-Lane. Isolate one of their Pokemon.
I just think it also makes everything else around it live.
If it was Single battles. If it was single battles, Chris, it would be good to ride on. It's not good to ride on when there's an Urshifu and a Calyrex next to it.
Yeah, look, you make some points. I don't necessarily mind the Calyrex. That can't do much to me either, apart from they're talking about the Ice Rider.
Ice Calyrex, yeah.
Okay. That hurts a little bit, I'm not going to lie.
Well, Ice Rider.
The worst thing is the Zamazenta body press. That's the thing that scares me the most. But
That's
I didn't bring
fair.
it. I ran it in the cup on day 2 because I played side events because I'm not a good player.
Yeah, you narrowly lost to Cup finalist Matthew Barron, a subscriber of the show.
Yeah, I went 3-3 in the cup. Shall I
3-3 is not bad.
Well, so we all had different. So it was a pretty O2 drop stacked event. Really, we had 2 O2 drop casters. Shout out Alex Sandova and obviously yourself, Mark Murray, doing a fantastic job.
Oh yeah, I did do that.
You did, and you looked great.
Thank you.
And we had 3 players, us other 3 that are on the chat right now, and then we had Joel at home, just moral support from a distance.
Yeah, Joel literally at home.
Yeah, and that's why we fired him this week. So he thought he's got nothing to input about Melbourne. So
Yeah, he doesn't get to be on the show.
Yep. Mark's once again taken over as host for the second week in a row.
This is the revolution.
Well, there's probably a lot to talk about Melbourne. So should we do? We probably should start with Kiran, right? Because he kind of basically almost won the event.
Yeah, I mean, Kiran, you're on stream 3 times over the course of the weekend. Is that correct?
4.
Yeah, 4 with the final.
4 times.
Oh, were you on stream in Top Card as well?
Round 5, round 10, top 4 and finals. I
Okay,
played on
yep.
stream, yes.
Yeah, he was 8-0 after day 1.
Yeah, undefeated day 1, the only undefeated player going into day 2.
Insane.
That was pretty nice. I think I was more stressed because I was 8-0 going into day 2 though. Because just the prospect of losing all 3 games and missing cut was just so awful that I was very stressed about that happening.
Fuck, man. If
Whereas,
you went into day
yeah.
2 and you lost all
probably
3
wouldn't be.
games, that would suck.
Yeah, imagine if you made day 2 and lost all
Imagine
3
that.
rounds in day
Yeah,
2.
dude, who would
Imagine.
do that? Who
Dude, I
do
would
that?
kill myself.
Auckland champion. Auckland champion would do that. Yoav did.
Oh, damn.
Yoav did do that. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's got his world invite. He's probably just, phoning it in at this point. Although, was everyone trying to get the travel awards? How hotly contested was that? Was there a few people in contention for that?
Yeah, it was pretty much for the big travel award, it was between me, Dim, and Chloe. But then also Henry's a bit of a wild card because he's going to Indianapolis and NAIC.
Is this Hobbit?
But I'm in probably, yeah.
Still peddling the American
After
circuit.
this weekend, I'm in the best position. Yeah, but he didn't play any of the Australian events, so some would say he had to get it a bit of the hard way.
Yeah, plus there are other
Not me,
Australians
though.
who are traveling to NAIC as well. Or at least Australian that
Is
I
there
know
something I've got nothing against Hobbit whatsoever. Is there something to be said about qualifying for Oceania for Worlds in the top 20 spots, but never actually playing an event in Oceania? That's wild.
He lives in Australia.
Yeah,
He commentates the regionals.
yeah. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I think it's just wild that you can.
Frankly,
finish in top 20.
I think
He
casters
plays,
should get an
he's-
auto invite to
he's,
Worlds, to be honest.
Yeah, and podcasters.
He's made a sacrifice and decided to cast for the streams, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing good work for the community, and we love him for it.
And shout out to everyone who was involved in the casting, like Andy Brophy. It's PvP Steve that still runs it through his
Josh is the unofficial producer, yes.
yeah, and obviously
runs
there's
everything,
you and
and then-
Alistair, Hobbit, and Masto.
Yes, and dishonorable mention to Jack Buckley, who does the tech on the site, because for some people watching the stream, they may have seen after Oliver Escalin played on stream and we were analyzing his victory with that Calyrex Shadow Rider, you may have seen me unable to keep a straight face and start giggling and cracking up seemingly for no reason. The reason for this is while I'm trying to discuss bulky Terra Fairy Calyrex Shadow Rider, the monitor in front of me, which should be displaying what is currently being streamed, so it should just be my own face,
Horrifying.
is suddenly replaced by or not suddenly, slowly onto the screen comes a picture of a horse staring directly at me. For those familiar with the meme, it's the pencil drawing of the horse asking how hungry. And it just slowly comes into frame while I'm trying to talk about fucking Calyrex. And I just couldn't keep it together. And everyone else found that hilarious. And so for the rest of the weekend, they kept trying to flash photos of that goddamn horse at me to try to get me to crack up while I was casting.
This is endurance training. If you ever want to do like an official big picker stream, this is the sort of pressure you need to be under and know how to cope with. You'll thank him one day. You'll go back and go, Jack, thank you. You made me a better caster. But I will say fuck you to Jack because he's a cheapskate and he wants an O2 drop beanie, which you saw us wearing at Regionals, and he won't subscribe. So Jack, if you're listening, you want a beanie, mate, cough up the $3 a month, please.
It's not a cheapskate. He agrees to do all the work for us for free. The rest of us get paid. He doesn't. So
now
I would call him many things, including horse bastard.
Yep.
But cheapskate is not one of them. 100% they should.
No, he also interviewed me for the Andy was doing like
very smooth, like the transition.
Yeah, so the transitions were done by an off-site producer by the name of Shivam. Fun fact, so some people may be aware that the stream itself had some issues. There were a couple of crashes. One of the crashes was because Andy Brophy's horse racing or Pokemon racing website, the one that everyone loves, the Pokemon bouncing around trying to get the item, everyone's favorite part of Oceania streams. Previously, the producer was using a video file. This time, they were specifically just using the website itself. And something about the website fried his entire PC. So that crashed the stream. He had to go get his second PC, turn that on, and do it from that.
One thing I will say about...
Was that in day one?
Day two.
Yeah, it was.
One thing I will say about...
Day two.
I'm pretty sure it was day two.
During a... Yeah, wow.
There were a couple of crashes. I'm pretty sure that one was day two. I could be wrong.
There was internet issues the whole way through. And I was just going to say, like, round one, the beginning of the Saturday, entire like sections of the room disconnected at once, and I think I had 3 disconnects in round one. And it just sort of got to the after round one. Literally, the rest of the day I played offline link battles with codes. The rest of the tournament and the cup the next day. I didn't use the internet after that because it was just horrific internet in there. Kiran,
in round one, I played 3 7-turn matches into Dondozo, which I was winning all 3 of them very decisively. And then it crashed on turn 7 and the judge was like, nah, try again. Like after each crash, and then finally let us go offline. And then I literally went offline the entire tournament. Like that was rubbish. Round one was so rubbish.
People keep saying that it'll be better for champions because for champions, you can re-enter a game and pick up where you left off if there's a DC.
Within a time frame though.
Yeah, sure. Well, I really hope it's the case that you can successfully do that because there's so many instances, including me last Melbourne, and many other people, where you'll be in a winning position, but the rules of the game don't dictate it to win. So it's
only whoever's got less Pokemon.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
But it's not even just less Pokemon. If you've got 3 Pokemon and they've got 2, that's still a tie.
Yes. Oh, I don't actually know the exact rules. I probably should.
4v2 is a tie as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I had to tie a match at Worlds where I was up 4v2.
It's crazy.
I did actually
crazy.
Poor Mimi, the head judge, copped it from me after round one. I was like, look, we've had 3 disconnects. And every single time, I feel like I'm in a good position, and then we can try again, and then suddenly my opponent changes the leads, and then I'm leading the same thing, being the good guy.
So you go for being honorable,
and it's like this is so shit. Like I know no one's.
You got to talk to your opponent. You got to ask them: are we doing same leads or are we doing different leads?
Yeah.
You got to communicate.
But they've got no obligation to agree to anything. That's the thing.
No, that's correct. But at least you can
No, but they have a moral obligation to tell you whether they want to opt into 100% leading the same leads or just playing it fresh.
Yeah.
And you can call them out if they lie to you.
Yeah, if someone
you can make a Twitter post about them if they lie.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
theoretically, someone could say, we'll do the same leads, and they could bring different leads, and it's not technically against the rules. But you can just smear them across the community, and they'd get socially ostracized because that's some bullshit.
Who do we blame? Is this ESL's fault? Is this Albo's fault? Is this the Liberal government's fault for not having fibre to the node 20 years ago?
I think this is Jim Chalmers' fault for the new budget. I think that's
Jim Chalmers' fault.
Yep.
I just wish they could test these things a bit more before the regional starts, rather than learning
But
this.
that's the
round
thing, is
one.
it's hard to test it with 1,000 switches.
Yeah, but like entire tables' internets weren't working.
Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah, it was very funny.
I did hear a rumor why.
It wasn't the internet that wasn't working. It was just desync. Like it would connect.
What was the rumor? Dan, was Jude Lee there?
No, the jiggler was not there. He was in Singapore.
Oh, damn. Okay.
The going theory was that they couldn't get enough power to the LAN modems. That was the problem. That's why they kept cutting out.
Can't we get some,
So it's the state of Victoria's problem.
Can't we get some of the parents of the juniors and seniors to get on the bike, get them on some bikes out the back and pedal? Or get some of the judges aren't doing anything.
Chris, I think you need to get on the bike, Chris.
Whoa! All right, Diana. Fucking hell.
Oh, okay, yeah. Kieran's been talking to my mum.
No, round one.
Yeah, your mother's been rubbing off on me.
I bet she has.
Jesus. Shout out, Diana, if you ever listen to this.
Love you, Chris.
No, round one was kind of crazy. Hobbit and I were walking around because we were there set up for the stream, but we didn't actually start streaming until round 3. So we were just kind of walking around, seeing who was there, watching some games. And as we're walking around, I was like, oh, looks like an entire table's got nuked in terms of connectivity because there were people putting their hands up. I look around, it's like, it's more than one table, man.
Look, once we all figured out once we all worked offline, it was actually completely fine.
Yeah, I
didn't have an issue.
Everyone in the hall just kind of collectively decided to do it on online mode, do it in offline mode, and it was fine.
I just want to get my recap out of the way because it's going to be so short. I'm going to smash this out in 2 minutes. I went 2-4 drop because
you dropped.
I dropped. I've never dropped from an event ever. I've always played every round because I always tell myself, tournament experience has been really good. You get better, learning from what your losses and being able to make notes for future games, blah, blah, blah. But this is the last Scarlet Violet, literally the last Scarlet Violet event. I was burnt out. I was tired. I had to worry about doing interviews for the podcast, and I hope everyone enjoyed the interviews. I thought we did some really good interviews actually over the weekend. Shout out Dan, my cameraman, and also for doing some of the interviews. And so I was just thinking about all this other stuff. So I was like, I'm not going to finish this out. I can't go positive. I was hoping to go positive so my whole Scarlet Violet era record would be improved upon, but it wasn't. I went 0-2, thought about doing 0-2 drop for the bit, and people talked me out of it. But no.
I was going to say, if you're going to drop, surely do it in 0-2.
Yeah, look, I thought, no, I could still go 6-2 and submarine in. And I smashed a blue Hawaiian monster after my losses and thought, no, I'm going to turn this around. I got up to 2-2 and thought, yep, okay, I feel a bit better. And then I lost the next 2. So I went 2-4 drop. And I'm going to give a shout out to all my opponents because all my opponents were absolutely lovely people. Everyone took stickers. All the people around me took stickers. A shout out to all the people that took podcast stickers. Round 1, I versed Christopher Lane. He's the guy I had disconnect issues with, but he was lovely. And he played. So both my round 1 and my round 2 opponents were first tournament ever. Not like the dodgy way where they're like, oh, this is my first tournament. And then they're just actually secretly a really experienced player that smashes you. These were legitimately first time tournament players. And I think they were very nervous and they were shaking a bit. And they both absolutely stomped me, really. They played extremely well. So shout out to Christopher Lane in round 1. Shout out to Zane Weston in round 2. You both played really, really well. Then round 3, shout out to Tynan and Pereira. I got the victory there. Shout out to Michael Foster, my round 4 opponent, who I beat. Shout out to Jimmy Cook, my round 5 opponent, who defeated me. And lastly, shout out to Vivian Stocks, who defeated me in round 6. And yeah, my team was Koraidon Lunala. It was a bulkier Koraidon that Alistair and I had cooked up. It was a Trick Room Lunala. Did I say bulky Koraidon? Yeah, it's bulky Koraidon and a Trick Room Lunala and the Koraidon had Clear Amulet. I had a AV Terra Water Rillaboom, a Terra Bug Safety Goggles Insin.
Whoa. You're not going to talk about the Lunala set?
You skipped over that.
Okay, yeah, true. Okay, that'll be the end of the description. I had a Safety Goggles Taunt Insin. I had a Urshifu Single Strike with Covert Cloak, which Scott Uzi gave me shit for the entire weekend. Mate, you need a better item. The idea being was that they couldn't fake you out and you could just threaten a lot of things with the Ocean Fishing Strike. Problem was, after a -1, I couldn't actually kill an Incen. And my 6th slot was Sash Fluttermane with Icy Wind, Terra Fairy. My Lunala was a little different. It didn't have Meteor Beam. It didn't have Moonblast. It wasn't Terra Fairy. It was Terra Fire Heat Wave. And this was done very specifically for 3 reasons. 1, Terra Fire resists Glacial Lance. And I needed a Glacial Lance resist because originally my team had like no ice resist basically, apart from Incineroar, which couldn't really do much back. So I needed an Ice Rider resist. Heat Wave I needed a spread move, and I didn't have much spread moves apart from Icy Wind on Fluttermane because Koraidon obviously doesn't have any spread moves, which is a bit shit. And I had Sun on the team, and it just actually and no one believed me, but Lewis Tan did the calcs on the Friday and backed me up like a Terrafire Heat Wave without Sun, or even just a regular Heat Wave, not Terra'd in Sun, still hit 2-hit KOs like a Zamazenta or a lot of other threats that are weak to fire.
Wide Guard, yeah.
If they don't use Wide Guard. But I had Taunt for that. That's why I could put Taunt on last minute instead of like Will-O-Wisp or Flare Blitz. I don't know. It was clunky. It was a clunky team. And it was one of those teams where you had to play in absolute god mode to be able to beat like most teams. And I lost to Geo's team. Everyone was like, "Oh, you should have just run Geo's team," like in the weeks leading up to the event, because I was running. I know you and everybody else, and I didn't want to run Chi-Yu, and I stuck by my guns, and it backfired horribly. And look, I went 2-4 drop. My team was a bit shit. I played a bit shit. I think the games where I got the reads right, because I did get a few games on people. Like there were games where I played really, really well and I felt really confident, but it was undercooked. I didn't have my lines into a lot of the common matchups. I got smashed by other Sun teams, and yeah, it was just, I don't know. I think I need to work on as a player. I know I'm not a great player. I do have my moments, but I'm not great. And I think I need to work. I'm literally, as I'm playing, start thinking about like 1 or 2 turns in advance what I want to try and achieve. Whereas most good players are like, right, this Pokemon X can't touch my Pokemon Y. I need to set up an end game where it's like my Pokemon Y versus their Pokemon X, and I killed everything else, and I set up the end game so they can't win, and they're thinking 20 turns ahead like chess, right? I'm literally just thinking like, fuck, what do I click this turn? And I need to work on that. But I'm busy and I have a job and I'm tired, and that's my excuses.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. So I went in, there was some Umbreon plushies on the prize wall that were quite cute. They had the little paw up with a little ribbon on around their neck. And I thought, I'll get that for 80 tickets. Sure. Dropped, did some side events, won some pack battles, got the tickets, went to the wall. She's like, I just gave the last one to some little kid. No, that kid is fucking lucky I didn't see who it was, because we would have had Charon Kid 2.0.
It was Charon Kid. He's back.
It could have been Charon Kid. It could have been, but I didn't see who it was. So they're not on the list because I don't know who Umbreon Kid is. But I ended up just getting them packs instead and pulled fuck all. But then day 2, I went, played the cup. I changed to the soup. I brought the Tinglu and Jumpluff in day 2. I was like, well, I'm going to play my last Scarlet Violet event with the actual mons I want to play with and have fun. And that was just
the Pokemon
memes.
You wanted to play with were Tinglu and Jumpluff.
Fuck yes. And shout out to Timu Joel Howell, who beat me in the cup. Shout out to Maddie B, who beat me in the cup. Both of those cunts.
This is Joel Howell, who, by the way, I think came second last at the tournament.
Yeah, he went he was 1-5 at one point. I don't know what he finished.
I thought he was 0-5. Either way, yes. Yeah. I think the only person worse was the Japanese player who got DQ'd.
They were...
Shout out to Jordan Lamb, getting those dubs in day 2.
Getting those dubs from the DQ. Jordan made day 2 and went like 7-1 day 1. A very important, very impressive result from Jordan.
Yeah, he kind of smashed it.
And then he won the first the first game in day 2, the first match in day 2 because of the DQ.
Because of a disqualification.
It's crazy luck.
There was like a team sheet error and he called it out, and the judges tried to find the person's team in their box and they didn't have one because they were using a rental, which is not allowed.
Fucking wild. He got to day 2 with doing that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Maddie B and Joel Howell, who decided to both screenshot their match slips against me as beating me in the cup and posted in our subscriber Discord and to gloat that they'd finally beaten a panelist. Mates, I'm telling you, it's not a bragging right beating me.
I'm pretty sure Joel Howell's beaten me one time.
Small children have beaten me. So yeah, it's not a bragging. It's not some random mothers have beaten me at regionals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not as much of a gloat as you think it is, or a flex. And yeah, I think that's all my shout outs for my abysmal run. But shout out to everyone who chatted with me, and shout out to Sai, who was giving moral support. He didn't even play side events. Sai was just there to hang out. That was really cool to see him. And yeah, I'm glad I enjoyed running around doing interviews. Thank you for everyone who agreed to do an interview. Everyone was really good sports about it. Had to trap Kiran in the Virgin Airport Lounge to do his interview, but everyone else was very agreeable to do theirs in the convention center. So thank you to everyone. And that's my run.
Well done, Chris. Dan, why don't you tell us about your day one run and then keep going until you burst into tears?
No, I'll just stop it after that, I reckon.
Yeah, that's
fair. Real quick, his name was Keiichiro Tajiri, who was the one who was DQ'd. If you look on like any of the reporting websites, they stripped all the data off his team. So dropped around 9. Very funny. Came 291st. Unlucky, bro.
Wolf.
All right. My run. So, Kiran was telling Chris, you should run Geo Team. It's a good team. So I'm like, that's a good idea. So I ran it.
What? So you went Scoot Easy.
See what happens when you make day 2.
Whoa. You and Scoot Easy had your own little secret team building chat and you just actually both just stole Geo's team.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about like matchups and lines and stuff. So it worked out well. It was nice to have someone to bounce off ideas with who was actually running the same team, since Iron Builders is 4 people running different shit.
I want to fix that. And also, by the way,
3 people running different shit and 1 person casting.
I would just like to point out that I did actually make day 2 because technically 50% of my team, I had 3 of my Pokemon made day 2. My Amoonguss made day 2. My Ursaluna made day 2. And my Lunala made day 2. Which was Scoot Easy and Kiran stealing my Pokemon. So I did actually make day 2.
I got like 6 different people. I got 6 different people to day 2. Then.
Well done, Kiran. Like, no, but you're like
from a different.
Kiran's seeing the Noah's Ark of Pokemon players.
I love sharing. I'm just
And then it rained for 40 day 1s and 40 day 2s.
Jesus. Don't let Mark make religious jokes. He knows too much.
Got that Catholic background, baby.
Where's 2 thy 4 when you need it?
Yeah, 2 thy 4. Shout out if you're listening.
So my run. Wow. My run. It started off. It was Ryan Geo's team. Was chatting with Scooteasy beforehand. We're like, because since he always hits up his pro mates, he's like, yeah, they just gave me a team and they're replayers. I would be, hey, I'll just go to the middleman. So I'm like, yo, Scott, what team are we running? And he's like, I don't know. I'll ask Justin. Justin was like, here's my Groudon team. If you want to run it, you better do practice. And Scott's like, fuck no. I'm like, well, I have over 400 replays with Geo's team. Let's just run that. And that's how it came about.
And how easy was it for you to find information about the team?
Surprisingly hard. For anyone who was listening to us, we were DMing everyone who used it from all the international regionals who all were mates with Geo. And that shit's on lockdown. I don't know what he's got in this team report that's coming out in redacted, but no one's allowed to talk about it. No one's allowed to talk about spreads or anything. We're like, what the fuck? But I think I reverse engineered it pretty well. I made some adjustments.
Have you thought that the issue might actually
make it a little bit faster?
Have you thought the issue might actually be you, Dan? Because we know that Geo has deliberately distanced himself from this podcast.
Well, no, because I think it was actually Scoot who was trying to get a lot of the info.
He didn't do that.
No, we know he's a fan, but his brand.
Geo said he watched the podcast.
Yeah, he does. But he doesn't want to people to know that he listens to it.
That's okay. He said he enjoys the podcast. He told me it was funny.
Shout out Geo. Next time, can you give Dan your source next time so I can steal it too? Thanks.
So here's the thing I want to say about that, because apparently,
you're not gonna steal it, Chris. I'm not.
I'm a changed man, Kieran. I've seen the light.
That was a visceral
That's why he says.
I have risen like a phoenix. I have risen like a phoenix out of the Terrafire Heatwave Lunala flames. And I have seen the light.
No, every tournament, you'd tell me what core you're running, and I say, this is an optimized core, use this team and practice with it, and you can do well, and then you never do it. So I'm not gonna sit here and let you say that. You know? I need to, you gotta prove it to me before I give you any benefit of the doubt.
Next season, if I play next season, I will reach out to all the good players that I'm still on speaking terms with that haven't blocked me on Twitter. And I will form an elite posse of advisors, and I will run the best team But my one condition.
You will ignore all of them and decide that you really want to run Scissor.
Why Scissor of all people that you're picking out? I'm not going to run Chi-Yu. That's my only condition. Chi-Yu is on the blacklist forever.
Chi-Yu was one of the best Pokemon in Reg I.
Yeah, well, didn't win, did it?
It's true.
I mean, you used Heatwave. I don't get it. You just put it on a...
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah. It's like, I don't want to use Chi-Yu because I always miss his Heatwave. Anyway, here's my Terrafire Heatwave Lunala.
You know why? Because Lunala actually has fucking vision and eyes. Chi-Yu's got beads for eyes. It's blind. It can't hit a fucking attack even if it's wanted to save its life. So it's all about the Pokemon you vibe with. Lunala has never let me down. I don't think last year when I ran Lunala at Melbourne.
Has never let me down.
I didn't miss a Meteor Beam at all last regional when I ran Lunala.
Did you win?
I
would say Lunala's let you down at least a little bit.
I won the popular vote.
How did you have to think?
Miscongeniality.
I don't remember taking that vote.
It was a miscongeniality vote. I'm sure there was one.
Yeah, I didn't vote it. There's been some voter suppression. I don't like it.
Have we been fucking gerrymandered out of this vote? What's going on here?
Yeah, I might have hit a few of the ballot boxes.
This is rubbish. I think Chris is doing something with the mail-in votes. I think he's counting it a bit.
Oh, yeah. The dead people voting in this. No, the thing I found interesting about, apparently everyone that was asked about Gio's team said, yeah, I have the stats and I can't share them. I've been asked not to give that info out at all, which is really interesting. I totally fine, right? If you've got a team, especially if you're planning on dropping a team report, especially if you're planning on sticking it behind a paywall.
Yeah, monetizing it for sure, yeah.
Totally fine. Keep your team on lockdown. Also, if you're planning on using that team in future, you don't want to get counter-teamed. The issue is, this was the last Reg I event. Not only we're not playing Reg I anymore, we're not playing this game anymore. We're moving to an entirely different game. So it's a little bit odd to me that he's keeping this team so hard on lockdown when it's just not going to be a thing anymore.
Well, I think the detail that's missing here is that, because of the people that they message, he's clearly given it to people. He just doesn't want to give it to random people. I think that's the key.
Yeah, you hear that?
He's bringing out a report as well.
No, but that's the thing.
If you're friends with people.
You hear that, Scoot Easy? You're just some random person.
But what I'm saying is that normally makes sense, but it doesn't make sense to me when it's not gonna matter anymore because we're going half of these Pokemon don't exist in the new game. The format doesn't allow for any of this. So that's the part that confuses me to be so reticent about it when Reg I and Scarlet and Violet don't exist after this weekend. But that's right, his choice to make. And yeah, it sounds like you were able to figure it out, Dan. So tell us about your run.
Yes, the run. It started off round 1 versus subscriber of the O2 drop, Matty B or Matthew Barron.
The Meat Baron.
He took a photo of me across the table. If you zoom in on the photo, you can see on my phone on the table that my debit card has popped up. I thought it was a funny joke for the $50 throwback that he offered Mark. Sorry, didn't offer Mark. But this was the first and only Cali Zama I played all tournament, which was hilarious. And I helped him pick this team. It was like a kind of a remix of Brian Collins' team that had the Imprisoned Zama and the Specs Terra Ghost Shadow Rider. So Whimsicott,
the
Mouse
best way to
Boldy
run.
put Pop Bomb on it because he loves Pop Bomb and everything.
Did you see the meme?
And AV Chien Power.
Did you see the meme he posted today with Mouse Carriage? It's a new normal ghost type.
Yeah, I have seen that one.
With
I did.
Kids. Yeah. I think AV.
That's a classic.
I think AV,
everyone's making that joke. And
yeah, I think AV Chen Power's throwing. There, I said it.
No, but
I've never seen it live a special attack.
No, I did. I was on the caster desk and it took a lot.
You need Sash on Cali. You need Sash on Cali.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I do agree you need Sash on Cali. I just don't think you should put AV Chen Power on the team if you're going to run Sash Cali.
No, AV Chempao seems good.
No, you need a Chempao.
it's good.
Yeah.
Mind you, there was specs on Cali and the sash was on, I think, fucking Whimsicott. So
Hell yeah.
Okay, well.
No, he didn't have sash on the team. It was Covert Cloak.
Oh, crazy.
Shout out Matty B. He lost to me, and then his round 2 was Tim Nurse, who was also 0-1 at the time. So that was very funny. There was a bit of a mishap. Our game DC'd in game 1, and he was in a pretty commanding lead. I needed a double protect to win the match, and it DC'd, and the judges were like, all right, restart. He's like, bruh, I was just going to click Astral and win. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I like gave him the game, but I won like game 2 and 3 anyway. So yippee. Round 2 was against Leah Lynn, who was running Wolf's team. I ran a pretty similar thing last Melbourne. So I was like, oh, I know how to pilot this. So I won that. Round 3 was against Esteban. I'm going to butcher your last name. I'm sorry, Esteban. Ojeda.
Oh, yeah.
He was running Ojeda.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Because he's Spanish, isn't he?
Is Chile?
He might be Portuguese, actually. Yeah, he might have spoken Portuguese. Yeah, he's Chilean. Because he was speaking to Diego, remember?
Must mean he's Chilean.
No, I said he must be speaking Portuguese because...
Which they don't speak in Chile.
He's running Hirofumi's team. Oh, don't they?
No,
Well, they speak.
Yeah, that's
Spanish.
why I was getting confused. That's why I said that.
The only
I thought they
South American country that speaks
tripping.
Portuguese is Brazil.
Brazil.
Oh no, I'm gonna get cancelled. I'm sorry, Chile.
Bro, Diego's
There
gonna
are what-
tweet us and
the
give us
fucking-
another
Apologize for
geography
all that.
lesson.
The president listened to us. I
Oh, the
from
president's
the bottom
listening.
of my heart
Hola.
apologize to the Chilean listeners.
Hola, mi amigos. And to all our Brazilian listeners, bom
Esteban was
dia.
running Hirofumi's team.
And to all our Argentinian listeners, Sebastian Escalante, my future husband.
Chris, give us a Japanese hello or a
No.
Chinese hello.
Don't.
Konnichiwa.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I'm not
Good job,
sure.
Chris.
I'm not sure
Hold on.
how to say hello in Chinese. I'm not even going to try. I think
Ni hao.
Ni hao is one of them, but I don't know if it's Mandarin or Cantonese. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
That's Mandarin, I believe.
Is it like moshi moshi something as well?
That's how Japanese people answer the phone.
Yeah.
And also how I answer the phone specifically when my dad calls.
Why?
I don't know, and neither does he. But
Okay.
he's like calls up and it's like moshi moshi.
Is your dad Japanese?
No. Do I
That's a
look
hate
like my
crime.
dad is Japanese?
I still don't believe you're Kiwi.
No.
No.
Okay. Do you want me to go get my passport? Like, what do you want from me?
I don't know.
Anyway, we were hearing about Dan's round 2 against a Portuguese player who was actually Spanish, and by actually Spanish I mean actually Chilean.
Oh wow, you fucked it up now as well. That was round 3.
Oh fuck, whatever.
Round 4, I lost to Joji, who was running the team that him and Hirofumi worked on. He Joji'd me. He played so well. At the end of it, he's like, yeah, this is a bad matchup for me. I just had to play aggressive, and he got like every read right. I called every protect wrong. He played very well. Round 5, I played Ryan Miller, who was running a hard trick room team. I led, I think, Chiyu Karide on game 1, and he didn't terror his Ice Rider, and it just like KO'd it with Heatwave in the sun. And he goes, it's lived one of those before, but not in the sun. So I was like, I'm sorry. So he pretty much like just outright lost after that.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, what do you say?
Can I just reminded me about my run real quick?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what. It was like Terra Water as well.
Mansplain? Do you say, well, sun boosts the damage of fire attacks by 50%. So
Was it from the
Man, it's
collider?
hot in here and the sun's out. Yeah, it was.
Speaking of
Yeah.
not terroring,
Also, a Kelkin pulse.
speaking of not terroring, I just want to quickly say that I lost a game in round 1 because I clicked Terrify Koraidon to live the Dracon media that I knew was coming, clicked the attack, and then I changed the attack, and you know how it unterrors, and I as soon as I clicked the move,
Oh, you mean that thing that most of us figured out how to stop
figured out
doing a
4
reg
years
B?
ago?
Yeah.
As soon as I clicked the move, I was like, fuck.
the last tournament of Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I know, but I
At least
as
Chris won't be
soon-
making
I
that
knew
mistake
as,
again
I knew
anytime
as soon as I
soon.
pushed the button, I was like, shit, I just haven't terrored. I'm about to lose turn 1, and sure enough, and I was like, and that just put me on the worst move in round 1.
How crazy would it be if they were like predicting you to terror and went for an electro drift and you just
Oh.
lived because you didn't
I
terror?
don't get that lucky, Mark. I really don't. I never get that lucky. I run jump off
says
in
with a
the.
hot
I ran
boyfriend.
jump off in the cup for lols and missed 4 sleep powders in a row.
Yeah, but I mean, thank God you weren't running Chi Yu, right?
Yeah, thank God. I released it. It's fucking shit.
God.
Uh,
Anyway, Dan, please continue.
yes, that was Hard Trick Room, round 5. Yeah, thank you. Ryan also made day 2, and I was chatting through him about the days. I never expected to make day 2. I signed up for the cup, and now I'm out $50 and I have to drop because they won't let me refund it. So that was pretty funny.
Is this chestnuts?
Round 6. No, his name is Ryan Miller.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Round 6 was against an official Unk. Has been playing since Australian Nationals 2014. Nick Bingham. He was so funny to play. He was just, a grade A yapper, talking the whole time. He was running the same team as Drew Bliss, I believe, because he also lives in Brisbane. So it was like the Origin form, Giratina, the Zamazenta, the Tinglu, Entei, Chempal, and Urshifu. Terra Water Bonnet just like goes nuts here, and he fucking hated it. It was very funny. And it came down to an end game where he could win if he got an Icicle Crash flinch, and I was having PTSD. I was like, don't you fucking dare. And luckily my Lunala did not flinch. So I had Shadow Shield and could Moongeist beam it. Round 7, I'm sure Mark saw this one, unfortunately. So did everyone else who watched the stream.
Against Multiboy?
Was against Multiboy, my fiercest rival, yeah.
I was trying so hard to gas you up, by the way, man.
0-3 in Gen 9 against him. It was really weird. Like, I watched it today just, because I hate myself. Really weird hearing you call me Daniel the whole time. I messaged our group chat. I was like, this is weird. Because obviously my name in the tournament is Daniel, so...
Well, he's not going to be like,
Lewis
here we've
really
got
well. Like, I fumbled that game so hard.
He's not going to say, the real Dizzy B here on stream.
No, go.
I should have.
You should have some air horns on standby.
True.
Yeah, next time.
Welcome back
Lewis's
to the
team was
Melbourne
Clefairy,
2026
Grinsnar,
Regional Championships. I am
Shut the
joined
fuck
here
up,
with
cunt.
Alistair, and we are here watching Lewis Tan versus the real Dizzy B. And the real Dizzy B is getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah, I did. I even had shut the fuck up. I had a good lead game 1 as well and just fumbled it. If I clicked Heat Wave instead of Snarl, I was in such a better position, but here we are. Lewis played very well. I was talking to him throughout the day as well. I'm very upset. He kept getting crit. Like, he's like, yeah, all these Kali eyes are like -2 and I get crit. I'm like, yay.
Yeah, because a lot of the Kali eyes of that tournament dropped,
that made me
Clear Amulet, didn't they? Because they were all running that fuck ass leftovers set.
Yeah, fucking Leech Seed. Which leads me to my last game of day 1, which was against Sky Consi. She was running the Gavin Michaels, Nick Navarro's Kyogre leftovers Kali team, that fuck ass team. Went to game 3 and I threw so fucking hard. It was Trick Room. I had like a 1 HP Lunala, 1 HP Chiyu. I could have wide guarded and brought in Ursa. Instead, I'm like, oh no, these can both go down. And then I realized that Burnt Ursa can't Oko a Kali I was like, oh my god, I've just thrown this.
Oh no.
I've choked. But then my Koraidon got a double protect to stall that Trick Room, and I won.
Was that in game?
Oh no, that was game 3. Yeah.
That's cooked.
Yeah, it was. She was not happy. I felt so bad. I was just like, I can't even like make eye contact.
She was telling me about that day too. She's like,
that was me.
Double protect. Damn.
Yeah, like that's your win con. That's your win con.
Oops.
While I've got a sample
It
size,
wasn't my win con. I just threw.
while I've got a bigger sample size here, I have not, in all the week of testing beforehand in online against players with that team, and then on the day against that team, and watching the stream, watching Kiran's games against it, I have not seen one person miss a Leech Seed the entire weekend. Did anyone miss a Leech Seed?
I didn't see it happen on stream.
I didn't have Leech Seed. You didn't watch me use Leech Seed.
No, like against Genesis, I did.
I didn't. No, Genesis. I didn't play. Wait, you played? I didn't play Genesis on stream.
No, but I watched the game. I was standing behind you the whole time. Like no one misses Leech Seed. Like I swear.
You said on stream. Right?
Yeah. So I mean,
you
like,
didn't miss.
Yeah, that move. I swear they've changed the accuracy and not told anyone. Just a little tidbit for you.
Yeah. Dan, if it makes you feel any better, after you lost to Lewis on stream, I got to interview him and I managed to slip Togedemaru into the interview.
Let's go.
Yeah, I watched it. Lewis is so funny. I loved that interview.
I need to watch that. I need to go back and watch that.
I feel
you haven't won a regional, have you? So they tell me.
Is what he said.
Yeah.
I feel a bit bad because I was fully just
Lewis,
peer pressured by my co-casters into just straight bullying him for 2 minutes in that interview.
Nah, he loves it, Mark. I promise you he loves loves it. I promise you he loves it.
He was definitely a good sport about it all. But yeah, they're just like, oh, you're interviewing Lewis. You can't not mention Togedemaru. And it's like, all right, well, I guess I'll figure out a way how to professionally drop that into the conversation. I think I managed okay.
Yeah, you did well. I was very impressed.
Thank you.
I'll quickly go over my day 2 because it was abysmal. Round 1, I was up against Matthew Robinson. We haven't played before, and he's a great guy, a great player who's been on a tear, who was running a very similar team to Lewis, which I think threw me because I remember clicking Icy Wind, and then I look at the team sheet. I'm like, fuck, he's Covert Cloak CSR. I'm like, well, I've thrown this. So that was on me for not reading.
You feel better? I played a mod Showdown before and I knew his account and I clicked fake out into the CSR because I thought it was Lewis and O's team.
Dude,
we both did it.
Nick Khan did the same thing as well.
That makes me feel better, thank you.
I'm pretty sure it was Nick Khan. I was chaperoning that match. I don't know what you call it. There was always one of us on the casting team down sitting next to the stream players just so we could communicate from the casting team to the players and vice versa. And I was sitting there watching that match and I'm pretty sure it was Nick against Matt. And Nick clicked fake out into the Calyrex and then the Calyrex moved and he just kind of picks up the team sheet and is like, what?
If it makes everyone feel better, on 2 separate occasions, so one of my matches I won, game 3, it came down to Fluttermane versus Lunala, and obviously Fluttermane's faster. And I'd played really well, but I was like, shit, I can't beat this Fluttermane now because it's going to go first, and the Shadow Shield was broken, I was going to lose. And all of a sudden, the Fluttermane clicked Moonblast. I survived on a tiny bit of HP and then one-shot it back with Shadow Ball. I'd played the entire best of 3 games thinking that the Fluttermane had Shadow Ball on it, and it didn't. It had Moonblast, Icy Wind, Taunt, Protect. And I didn't even know I didn't have Shadow Ball, and I was convinced I was going to lose that game. And then I think could have been my last round. In my last round, I deliberately spammed Moonblast from Fluttermane into a Miraidon that was Terra Electric. I kept spamming it into it, trying to get a special attack drop while I stalled out with my other Pokemon, trying to live. It was a fucking Covert Cloak Miraidon. And he was like, I kept saying, oh, when am I going to get a Moonblast special attack drop? It's 30% chance. And he goes, dude, it's just Covert Cloak. And I'm like, oh. I don't read the team sheet apparently.
It sounds like not reading team sheets is a universal problem on this podcast because I had a game that I was casting where I was talking about the situation. I was like, this is a really good turn for Smeargle to go for a fake out. And the opponent's really going to want to consider whether or not they want to go for a protect, they want to go for a double protect, whether they want to, make a read on it. Because if the Smeargle goes for a fake out into this slot, yada, yada, yada. And Masto's just like, yeah, that would be a really tough one if the Smeargle had fake out. And
do you know what I blame though? I actually blame the team sheets themselves. They are not user friendly. We're so used to it locals reading the ones that you hand write out where it's got the boxes are in different places. It's a lot easier to read. Because they have to cram in 7 or 8 languages into one sheet. I don't think those team sheets are easy to read.
As a caster, I 100% agree. Trying to because it's the small kind of long, thin.
Yeah, it's a really small font.
And for us on the desk, what happens is we'll each have our phones and we'll pull the team sheet up on our phone, but I'll have a team sheet and my co-caster will have the other team sheet. And if I want to know what's going on with that team sheet, I have to subtly, either while we're casting or even worse, while we're on camera, try to subtly kind of have a look at what's on their phone without just while continuing to talk and not throwing off the rhythm and everything. And it's a pain in the ass. And sometimes you end up in a situation where you don't realize Smeargle is 4 attacks, no fake out.
This dumbass.
Yeah.
You going to finish your rundown? Is that it?
Yeah, I'll finish my run. Also, shout out to Matt. He also had a Raw Incineroar hidden on the 3rd move slot. Very funny.
That was cool,
I did see that. Didn't see Covert Cloak. I'm a dumbass. Round 10, I played Dylan Bauer, who was running the same Nails fucking Kyogre team. I think I lost I had this flow chart figured out for the end game that I needed to hit a Fluttermane with a Heat Wave when it switched in and it missed. I was like, well, I guess I'll kill myself. Lost that one. And then last game, I versed Jordan Challoner, who was running the Scarf Mirai CIR with Iron Hands, Lando Eye, Incin, and Farig. It came down to game 3. I had a play where I wanted to swap in my Koraidon to get a sun boost for Flutter main. I Terra Stelled, went for the Moon Blast on their Maridon, and it did not KO. It had 4 health, and at the end of the game, I was like, you just run the calc so I can feel bad about myself. And it was like a 70% chance to KO, and I did not roll it, but oh well.
Well,
here we are.
It was still a good run. It was
a decent run.
Respectable.
You played some very good players like Joji, Lewis, Matt Rob.
Yeah. Lewis, like, I don't know, we were talking about how do we feel about Scarlet Violet ending. I'm actually sad. Like, I was complaining about Reg-I, but the more I played it, the more I was enjoying it. I really like the graphics of this game. It looks nice now on the Switch too. Champions, this looks like Play-Doh figures. Like, I don't know. I am going to miss it. And I do like the Terra function, like the gimmick, because it makes Mons like, Lunala and Tyranitar, who have those 4 times weaknesses, very good. So
there is something
Thanks for coming to my TED
cathartic.
Talk.
There is something cathartic though about champions clicking an attack and knowing that Pokemon can't like change its type and resist it, that it's going to die. Like that is something quite refreshing. Like you know that if they haven't got Protect or whatever, and you know that they're going to like you can safely attack into that slot. Basically, there's something that's nice about that. But I do agree. I'll miss Terror as well.
Yeah. All right. Should we get to the good run now?
No, I think we've talked about everything we need
my first
to.
round. All right. Yeah. Kiran, tell us about what the run of a finalist looks like.
Okay, sure. So I tried to make so coming into Reg-I, I tried to make Terrapagos work for like a month. It was shit. So went back to my Worlds team, instantly started like winning a lot. So I knew that I wanted to stick with it. I felt like it had really good matchup spread. Like there was like probably 4 matchups, like popular matchups that I acknowledged before the tournament as like being bad, but all of them you could kind of force reads out of and like kind of like play some. If you play the early turns right, you can win. So like that's a good like trait about a team. There's no like auto loss. So I knew that it was definitely going to be the best team for me to use in the tournament. And yeah, so round 1, I played Dondozo, disconnected 3 times after turn 7 in winning positions. Then I went offline, then I won 2-0, so that was good. That was against Jessica Bradley. And then round 2, I played Toby. Toby, very strong player from Melbourne. Is he a subscriber to the O2 Draw?
I believe he is.
I think so,
Tobo the Hobo.
Let's go Tobo. Yeah, it was a very close set. I lost game 1. Game 2, I missed Draco turn 1, and I thought I lost. But then with some flame body burns and some like calls, I managed to pull it back and clutch game 2. And then game 3, I was able to win with a different game plan. He was just running the Maridon, Zamazenta, D-Knight, Chenpow. D-Knight is like so annoying for my team because I have no type or Terra type that resists normal. So no ghost type, no steel type, no rock type. So it kind of just clicks E-speed a bunch of times and it's hard to trade with. So that was like one of the annoying, that was like the most annoying singular Pokemon to play against. But I was happy I was able to get the win there. And then round 3, I played a Japanese player. I'm not going to try and pronounce his first name. Does anyone want to have a crack at
Mr.
that up, Dan?
Yeah, Mr. Ando. Just go with that.
Mr. Ando. He was running Targos Sinistra with the Electric Seed Maridon. It was a pretty bad matchup for me, but I was able to win. But I had like a lot of practice into it, and so I had good understanding of like end games, like pretty much what to do on like in most positions. And like some turns he tried to go for some very aggressive predictions, which I was never gonna like make because I can kind of force him into doing what, like if he wants to, like he doubled my Incin when my Calyrex was like +1 and I just like Glacial Lance everything. And it's like, if I was okay with him killing my Calyrex as long as it meant that he clicked the exact buttons that needed to. So, and then in game 2, he missed Will-O-Wisp on turn 1 and the game ended on turn 1. So that was very unfortunate because he got the turn 1 call right. It would have been like hard for me to win from there. Not impossible, but difficult. But, you know, we take those. I'm not going to complain about it. So won that 2-0. Then I versed Jack Wallace, who was using the same team as Toby, won that pretty comfortably 2-0. Then I versed Scott Kennedy. That was the first match. That was on stream. I knew his showdown ult and I'd played him a few times, so I kind of knew what he liked to go for. I feel like I played that set like very, very well on stream. So proud of that. Managed to win 2-0, which is good. Volcarona was goated, carried. And then, so that's 5-0. And then I versed Jordan. So unfortunate team kill in the winning in. He had like a bundle Life or Mariah Zama team. It was pretty good matchup for me because if I kill Maridon, he has no way to beat my Volcarona pretty much. So I just need to like target correctly early and then kind of set up a position for Volk to get to sweeping.
Team he stole from a child, I believe.
And then round 7, sorry?
It's a team he stole from a child, I believe. It was a seniors winning team, and he's just like, that looks cool, I'm going to take that.
Just the Volcarona was Terra Grass Giga Drain, right?
It was. Yeah. That's your question?
Yes.
I was waiting for a follow-up.
No, that's it.
Okay, yes, Chris, it was Terra Grass Giga Drain. Okay, round 7, I played Jack Lloyd, who's really strong player. He made it to top 16 in the end. He was using the double bike Chestnut team. I did know of this team before the tournament because actually before Worlds, he was like messaging me and he's like, this team's broken. And then I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. I gave it a try. I didn't feel very good, but obviously it is a very, very strong team. And he played really well. That was probably like my closest set of the whole tournament. Like it came down to a 50-50 in the final turn of game 3, which I managed to call right. Very like positional, long game. Again, Volk was very good into like the Chestnut. Lots of calls, lots of switching and pivoting and protecting, and yeah, really good set. I wish that one was streamed. That was like both of us said after that was like one of the best sets that we've played of Pokemon. So that was fun. So 7-0, feeling pretty good. Get Caleb in the last round, really strong player, I believe from Adelaide, I want to say. I know he top cut some tournaments earlier, like Brisbane. I think he made top 8 and he also made top 8 in Sydney as well. Not in Sydney, sorry. In Melbourne as well, just this weekend. So good on him. He was just using Poor Viv's Cali Shadow Smeagol team, which is a pretty good matchup for me. It was the first Cali Shadow I played, Cali Shadow's Arm I played. So I was happy to get a pairing into that because that's my best matchup. So he did take a game off like some Smeagol wide guard follow me 50-50s that he correctly called in game 2, but I managed to adjust in game 3 and kind of go from there with the Volcarona. Volcarona was actually the MVP, which is like crazy because I honestly don't bring it that much normally in practice. So that was day 1. So it started 8-0. That was very good. That felt very good. Boosted the confidence a lot going into day 2, even though I was stressed that I was going to go 0-3 and choke. But luckily that didn't happen. Then we get to round 9. Now, I knew that I was going to be on stream for round 9, but I really didn't want to be on stream because I just for the first round of the day, I need to like settle a bit. And then I ran into Mark in the hallways and I'm like, oh, like, am I going to be on stream? Like, surely there's some other matches put on stream. And he's like, before I even finished it, he's like, no, you're undefeated, you're on stream. So
yep. I
knew
just remember walking up to, because I think you were having a chat with Hobbit, it might have been. And he was like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be on stream. Yeah. And I kind of clap you on the back as I'm walking by. I was like, you have a fucking choice, buddy.
Yeah, that's
the only undefeated person going in. We have no other options.
Yeah. But yeah, so I versed Fan Zhang from the UK and I played kind of bad in the set. I didn't like in game 1, I saw EN as like the first move on Whimsicott and I thought it was Encore, but it was Endeavor. And so my turn 1 play was so bad. My turn 1 play was so bad because like I put him to Sash and then he just Endeavored me. And I was like, yeah, it was just awful from there. And then game 2, I made a good adjustment. I think I played well with like the Kali-Eye Amoonguss, Trick Room mode. So that was good. And then game 3, I wanted to switch up my leads because I was expecting an adjustment into Lunala plus Maridon or Lunala plus something. He went the same. I got the turn 1 right, but I kind of messed up. 1, because the Terra Volta Switch did so much more damage to the Wimps than I thought because he had 0 HP EVs on the Whimsicott because Endeavor makes sense. Didn't think about it in the moment. Very smart though. And then I should have Volt switched into Urshifu, but I was like, I hadn't seen either of his mons attack yet. I was scared that he might have doubled the Miraidon slot, even though I was protecting Kali. Like I was calling that he was going to double Kali. Should have gone to Urshifu so I could Aqua Jet Glacial. Didn't. Went into Amoonguss, and then I was he gets to just Endeavor around my Rage Powder and click Dazzling Gleam. And then, yeah, not a good position from there. So not happy about how I played that set, but it was okay. I didn't get too phased by it after I was like in a position to be able to take a loss. And, first round of the day, I always play a bit sketchy. So it was just good to get the first round done. And then round 10, I versed Isaac, O2 Drop subscriber, Genesis. He was using the Nails, Kyogre, Kali Ice team. That matchup is very bad for me. I need to get a lot of calls right and kind of play perfect. I was able to my Urshifu in game 1, turn 1, he faked it out with Rillaboom. So I know he's Jolly Rillaboom because that's the paste. And he went for Woodhammer turn 2, and I didn't even kill my Urshifu, so I just won game 1 pretty easily from there. I knew that it was a roll to kill, and I also had Terra Water Instant on the field, so I'm like, okay, if he predicts me to protect and attacks Instant, then I'm winning, and if I live, I'm winning. So I went for that play. Paid off. Game 2, I got the calls right in the early game, but then he played very well, very slow, got a Pollen Puff on his Ogre, and then I got I was in kind of worsted my position, and then I got 3 turns left on Kali, and then I got crit by Water Spout, and it was just over from there. And then game 3, I made the right calls again like game 1 and was able to win after removing Kyogre. Then round 11, I versed Oliver Escalon. So we were both 9-1, guaranteed cut. And then top 8, I played MDB's Worlds team with the D-Knight Chen Pao, Sash CSR, Zamazenta. And I played very cleanly. I know what to do in the matchup. I got the turns that I needed to right. And so I won that pretty cleanly. And then top 4, because he was the 4th seed, I did have to play him in the semifinals, which was on stream again. And so I thought about the matchup is he was using the Draining Kiss CSR. The matchup into him is very bad. And if I make mid-ground plays in the early game, then I'll pretty much always lose in the long run. So I kind of have to be very aggressive on turn 1. And I had helped him, we had practiced the matchup together quite a bit. So there's an extra layer there. And I figured what he would land on doing into my instant Calyrex lead with his CSR is tearing all 3 games. And so I decided even before the tournament, on the plane to the tournament, that if I versed him or Lewis, I would just click fake out to CSR all 3 games. And I did it in game 1 and game 2 and was able to win both, which was good. I talked to him after. He did make a bit of a mistake in game 1, but that happens when you're in the high pressure moments, top 4 on stream. But yeah, that felt very good to win a bad matchup in top 4. And then finals against Nick Khan. Me and Nick played quite a few times over at the regionals in Scarlet and Violet, of course. And it was a good storyline because the finals match would decide the only Australian player to win 2 regionals in the generation. So it was cool to verse. When I found out Nick won his top 4, I was happy about that. It was cool to verse him in finals for the last tournament of Scarlet and Violet. And again, it's a bad matchup and I need to force 50-50 on turn 1. And if I get it right, I'm in a good position, or I'm in a solid position. If I get it wrong, I pretty much lose on the spot. Game 1, there's also just so much context because we discussed the matchup quite a bit because we both brought our Melbourne teams to Worlds, 9 months ago, and we discussed the matchup quite a bit and we had played each other quite a bit. And he had also played me on ladder before the tournament quite a bit. And so there's these extra layers of the reads and context that kind of affect decision making, like I described against Oliver as well. And game 1, I kind of made a mistake on turn 1, I should always have Terra drifted the Miraidon if I think it Terras or Draco's it if I don't think it Terras. I thought he was going to Terra because he knows my propensity to click Draco every time. Normally, like I've said this to people, I just click Draco all 3 games. Like I click Fake Out to Oliver all 3 games because like I feel like there's I feel like it makes the most sense with kind of their psychology going into like that turn 1 and that position and just like the difficulty of me to click Draco. But so I kind of made a bad play on game 1. Like if he Terra'd or I got the turn 2 right, it would have been still okay for me. I would have been like, you know, in a position where I could win. But like it wasn't optimal because I forced a read on turn 2 and like I lost more resources than I have to if I just opt into the turn 1 50-50. So I'm not sure why I did that. I've never done that play before. Like I had some idea, but I think that was like a bit of a mistake. But yeah, anyway, going into, from there, like it was pretty losing after I got the turn 2 wrong as well, that he didn't switch Miraidon to Lunala and just Draco'd again. And then game 2, I fixed my problem of making a middle ground play on turn 1. And so a lot of people ask me why if I'm going for Fake Out on Incin. So if I think Incin isn't switching to Ursaluna, why not at least vault the Lunala so that like I guaranteed get out. But the thing is, if I click Fake Out into Incin and he switches and I vault switch the Lunala, I'm still losing so hard. Whereas I get so much more value out of getting damage on the AV Incin. So because Volcarona is my win condition and it puts it in drift range. So like there's no point making that mid ground play when I'm gonna like be losing anyway if he switches. So that's why like it was good to identify to double the Incin. Unfortunately, he switched to Ursaluna, so that was game over on turn 2. It was funny. He said after that he played me on ladder and he did the exact same thing. And I clicked Draco U-turn into his Incin slot. And then he like forfeited because like that's just an instant win for me. But he like made the big call that I wasn't going to do it again, and like that's why he's such a strong player. So big respect to Nick for making like all those calls in finals. So yeah, definitely no regrets about game 2. Like I was going to Draco U-turn for most of my decision making, but I was like, I don't think he's going to risk it. I think that was reasonable to think that he would go for U-turn there or Fake Out. And so yeah, got it wrong. That's okay. Got a lot of reads right in the tournament. Can't get them all right. Yeah. So that was my run.
Do you think, like you said that he made like the read there, do you think he like, because he was a game up already, do you think if that had been like a, you know, game 1 or if he was a game down or whatever, he would have risked that? Like, is that because he had to take that big risk to try and like take advantage of the fact that he was a game up? Like, I don't know, like your level of play, like, is that sort of, does that factor in?
It's interesting because like, I guess it's just 2 different approaches, because I feel like some people when they're a game up are more inclined to like make that big call and switch to Ursaluna because like the consequence is, okay, you know, if I Draco U-turn, I was a turn 1, okay, we get to go to game 3, you know, and like he just got the call right. So I get another chance at it. But then you can also take the perspective that they're up a game and they like have matchup. So this was the perspective I took, that like he was up a game and he had matchup. So I thought that he was going to like slow play game 2, like, and then probably play aggressive in game 3 because of that. But he obviously identified that that's what I was thinking about his psychology and like made the big turn. So like, that's the thing with like reads and like the psychology of Pokemon is like, you can always make the exact same argument for the other side. Like being up a game, you can make an argument that they're going to play more safe and like play slow, or that they're going to play more aggressive. Like it really just depends. Like Nick would never like have a consistent like adjustment to game 2 where he always plays aggressive in game 2 if he wins game 1. It would just be completely like feeling out the opponent and the context of the match, and you know, yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and also just like that, some of the stuff you say when you're talking about your games is just such on another level to a player like me. It's like you're thinking like, right, I've got to get the Volt Switch damage on the Incin so that it's in Electro Drift range later in the game, and it's like the one thing that like my Volcarona can't beat kind of thing in the back. Like just that whole game plan is just, I never think about games that much. That's probably my problem. I was just going to say that I play Pokemon because I love Pokemon. I don't take it as seriously, but I mean, that's probably my downfall.
Yeah, I would just say like this. That just reminded me, like I was having a conversation to like a few people after this who were like saying like, oh, like the finals, obviously, like when you watch it, like it doesn't look like it was close at all. Like I got absolutely, like I pretty much lost on like both turn ones, not game one, turn one, but game two, turn one, I definitely lost. But like what I could do is I could make middle ground plays and not like hard reads and play a 15 turn game. But because the matchup is bad, that like does not give me the best chance to win. Like because Nick is not going to make mistakes, he's going to play like very optimally and he understands the matchup very well. Because of that, if I try and play mid ground and he plays mid ground, then in the long run, like I'm going to like lose, or at least I'm going to have to make a call later. And so it's just delaying that inevitability. And so that's why like I played the way I did in like finals and top four. Like I could have made finals look a lot more closer, but it doesn't give me a better chance to win the matchup, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we're still very proud of you. Finals is huge. You're going to Worlds. You've got the travel awards to get to Worlds, and you've got some like $4,000 as well. Doesn't help that much. It doesn't hurt that much either. But we should also say congratulations to Nick Khan, because he was also, as I said in the interview on the day when we got him for an interview, he's the highest CP earner in the world this season.
That is crazy.
Crazy achievement.
When you consider that the Americans have the regionals every other day.
Yeah, twice a week. So, yeah, look, well done, Nick Khan. Kiran, is there anyone you want to... First of all,
he's had
he's had a great season. Is there anyone you want to shout out? And then also tell us about like what's next for you as far as Worlds prep.
Sure. Yeah, I'd like to shout out my family, of course. They were all watching the stream, even though they didn't understand what was going on at all, but they were watching the stream and sending me messages and supporting me. Same with like some of my non-Pokemon friends as well, were watching the stream and sending me messages after the matches. So that's always really cool. Obviously, shout out to the Perth VGC and O2 Drop communities for like support during the weekend. It's very much appreciated and doesn't go unnoticed. And then I would like to shout out everyone who helped me prep, everyone who played games into me to help me get my lines right for the matchups. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then going forward, prep for Worlds, not playing Pokemon for at least the next 2 weeks until I finish exams. So that is nice to be like done with this tournament. I will miss Reg I. Reg I is like my favorite format of this generation. I'll definitely miss it. Hopefully Champions is fun as well. But yeah, after I finish my exams, I'll have a bit more time and I'll get into playing some Champions. So yeah, I'll look forward to that.
So in terms of Champions, obviously the World Championships will be in Regulation MB, which you'd need to be prepared for. Are you planning on playing a lot of Regulation MA? Is there, are you going to be involved in any tournaments in MA?
Yeah, I will be playing MA for sure. Like for the one tournament is the O2 Drop Invitational, of course.
Oh yeah,
I assume that's going to be in Reg MA.
I think
that's the most important tournament of the year.
I think it'll actually be MB because we usually only do it a couple of weeks before Worlds.
We'll see.
That's a Joel
we
question.
did it in June last year.
It could be in June.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, well, okay, regardless. And then the only other tournament I have in MA is like MPA, like the team draft league. And so I will need to play a lot for that to prepare against my matches after I finish my exams. Luckily, I'm benched until exams by request, until I finish my exams by request. So after that, it's good because it will force me to play, because otherwise I would like procrastinate. I find it hard to like start things. So especially when like the meta's developed and stuff. So that'll force me to play. But also it'll just be important to play MA to like understand like the game and like playing without terror again, so I can start off MB, in form to prep for Worlds.
I'm curious, Kiran, based on your very limited experience with Mega Pokemon, because I don't think you would have played like when they originally were around back in like the XY era.
I played a bit. I played a bit.
Well, I wanted to ask what your favorite Mega Pokemon is.
My favorite Mega Pokemon is Mega Salamence. That was the first Mega Pokemon I used, and it's sick. It's got a sick ability. It's like, it looks awesome. Like, yeah, definitely Mega Salamence.
Use that in seniors in 2016, right?
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
first tournament. Before the long hiatus after that. Mega Salamence with like, I don't know if I had IVs on it, to be honest. I EV'd it. I knew how to EV, but I don't think I had the IV, so no bottle caps back in the day.
Do you still not know how to IV, just out of curiosity?
No, I don't. I don't.
You will love Champions,
Oh, I
Kiran.
forgot to say shout out to Chris for the Amoongus, and shout out Slocum for helping me get my team in game.
Yeah.
You should give
That
Slocum's Pokemon
call
a
of
nickname
before
before
the
you send it
tournament,
back.
you're like, where do I find feathers?
I don't know where to find feathers, dude. Like, I
It
don't know how you.
was so funny.
Where's the guy that changes the
I
terror
don't
typing?
expect you to know, but it was just so funny. Like, where do I find them?
I needed one feather, man.
You mentioned that you mentioned shout out to the OT Drop community before, like, and I'll give it a shout out to them as well, because I go through times where I get like a Pokemon burnout quite a bit, like, because I mean, yes, I play in locals, and I don't, every few weeks I get into a local but the thing is, like, when we record the podcast, it's about 4 hours of recording every Monday night. Every day on my lunch breaks at work, I'm on Pokemon Twitter. I'm on like reading up on regionals results, reading up on Victory Road tours, like watching YouTubers videos on like trying to like, keep up to date with the metagame, because we've got to be able to talk about Pokemon on the Pokemon podcast, right? And it gets a lot. And then when you spend weeks practicing for a regional, going through teams, doing Team Chris's summits, changing teams, doing matchups, getting like little sleep, stressing out. You get to regional, you're going like 0-2, then you're going like, 2-4 drop. And like it gets, I was honestly like, I'm just so done. Like, I don't want to play Pokemon again. I might retire. I was like planning on like, maybe this could be my last, I'll play out the rest of like, until Worlds, I'll stick around and then I'll retire kind of thing. But then, and also, yeah, when we're at regionals, we're not just, like Dan and I are not just standing around doing nothing all day. We also have to go and do interviews for content as well for the podcast. And that's really stressful, having to like bug players. Can you please come to a chat? Think about what to I say to them, and like get the videos uploaded. Like, it's a lot of work doing that sort of stuff, and it gets exhausting. But then, like, honestly, it is the OT Drop community that turns it around for me. Like, at the end of the day, I'm tired. I've been yawning all day. I'm run down. I feel like shit. I've bombed out of the regional. But then, like, getting to like catch up with the O2 Drop subscribers for dinner, for a drink, hang out in the hotel, do whatever. Like, I had a very quiet Saturday night. I didn't go to the casino like some of the other people did.
Yeah.
But just being able to like,
$25 on the pokies, baby.
yeah, it's just really nice being able to like hang out with people that you've grown to love, like through the podcast and that and the community and the Perth community as well. So shout out to you guys, because yeah, every time I feel like I'm gonna quit Pokemon, you guys turn it around for me.
And none of us gave a shit, apparently. No, I fully echo your
I
sentiment,
agree. I
Chris.
shouted out them all in my end Twitter post. Yeah.
Love this community.
So proud of this community.
I am so proud of this community.
So I did write down, I want to jot down a few other shout outs for the Melbourne weekend as a whole. Shout out, I'm not going to say names because I spoke to him. He was a really great guy, but he asked like he didn't really want to be like on the internet. In his words, but shout out to Drew Bliss's round 2 opponent, who after beating Drew,
straight to RK9. I'm finding out who this is.
After beating Drew, was like, oh yeah, like I listened to your interview on the O2 Drop podcast and like heard about how like aggressive you are with your plays, and I went like I deliberately like counterplayed you like going into this matchup, like knowing how you were going to play. And Drew like was a little salty that giving interviews has resulted in him dropping around in Swiss, but I mean he still made it to Day 2 despite that. But shout out to that listener who beat Drew Bliss because of our interview. I thought that was hilarious.
I'm glad you didn't say his name, Chris, because it would be impossible to find him from the information you provided.
If people want to go and fucking like good on them.
I mean,
like,
if he's that concerned about quote unquote being on the internet, yeah, he should be aware of RK9.
When I say be on the internet, it's just like he's not someone who's got like an.
He doesn't want to be famous. He doesn't want to be shouted out on a podcast with as many listeners as we have.
Shout out, Scoot Easy got 2 boxes for his Day 2 placement, and he cracked a box there on the tables after finishing Swiss, and pulled the secret illustration rare Meowth, the chase card from Perfect Order. It was a very not clean copy of it, and everyone was like frothing over it. So shout out to Scoot for the God box pulls in front of everybody. That was hilarious. Shout out to McGreg. Jake, you know what you did on Friday. That was an experience. Going, Dan, you were there card shopping with me on the Friday. My $5 Malamar card that I trekked an hour and a half to get to.
This was tripping on Friday.
Also, people like, I think it was Greg and someone, I can't remember who it was, but I got interviewed by Andy Brophy's like, he was doing like a little project. He was interviewing competitors in the foyer of the convention center saying, you know, what's your favorite memory of Scarlet Violet? What would you say to new players that want to get into the game? What's been your favorite event? Like, what's your favorite Pokemon? Like all these like, you know, puff piece questions. And I'm there with the O2 Drop beanie on, repping. But then people are, as my interview is coming up on like the stream, people are commenting going, this guy's on shrooms.
Maybe you shouldn't have been on shrooms then. I don't know.
I mean, look, I can't admit to it on a podcast, but for risk of incriminating myself, but they weren't entirely wrong. That's all I'll say.
Let's just say Chris had some mushrooms for breakfast on Friday.
Yeah. And which is technically true.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That probably didn't help my performance on Saturday. And I think that's all my Melbourne shout outs. I want to shout out to Jude Lee. Should have come to Melbourne, mate, because Singapore didn't work out. We should probably talk about the Singapore Master Ball League as well.
Jude Lee coming 11th.
Well, the thing is, he made top 16, which is what you're supposed to do, but they only take top 8, and then 9th and 10th.
They take top 10, I believe.
Well, that's such a dumb number.
It is. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense, but I will bring up who actually did win.
You would think that they make like the people who lose top 16 like playoff for the last 2 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a bit odd.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
Congratulations to Critipass. Oh my God, I'm going to do a Joel here. Critipass is the first name. Ogcharyinja? Yinjada? Oh, I can't say it. I'm so sorry. Ogcharyinja. Your 2026 Singapore Master Ball League champion. Well done to him. I don't know his team, but I did want to shout out the Singapore Master Ball League because I don't want to forget events. I'm not play Pokemon. Shout out to Christian Andrade from Brazil who won the Lima special event, which was also technically, I guess, the last Scarlet and Violet major event. And that Trapagos won that. It was a
Trapagos.
Was it Dr. Aaron Trailer? Is this his team with the Miraidon, Sinister, Toxapex, Trapagos, Urshifu, Insin?
Very similar, at least.
He didn't build the team, no, but he came second in the most regional American.
So that's actually something
he didn't build the team.
I was meaning to ask, Kiran, because you mentioned you tried to make Trapagos work at the start of Reg I. What are your thoughts on that team that popped up at the very end, the Toxapex one?
Yeah, so I always so before Worlds, I also wasted a month trying to make Terapagos work. And I never liked the electric seed one with Mariah. Like I thought, I don't know, it just didn't click with me well. So when I was trying to make it work for Melbourne, I was using Jude Lee's Calyrex Shadow Terapagos team. It's obviously the Miraidon one's obviously a very good team. It's got some really good results, you know. And I know Francesco Piopero got a lot of top cuts with it last Reg I last year, and then obviously he got second at the regional before, and it just won this regional in Lima. So it's obviously a very strong team, but yeah, I just wasn't a big fan of the core.
Also, I should give a shout out to Jungso Lee, aka Crystal, the winner of the Korean 2026 Trainers Cup. It's basically the Korean Nationals equivalent. And so congratulations to Crystal for winning that.
Nationals.
Yeah, a lot of events. There's also a Victory Road May Challenge number 4, and that was won by Kyle Livinghouse from America. They're obviously on Champions, so this is going to sound like a weird team for those that think we're talking about Reg I. It's Mega Frostlass, Sneasler, Basculesian, King Gambit, Whimsicott, Cleavor. For the record, I did invent Cleavor, so any win that Cleavor ever gets will be directly attributed to me. Thank you very much. Thank you. The runner-up for that Victory Road Challenge was Christopher Hahn, who's been on the show before. Charizard Y, Mega, Sneasler, Basculesian, King Gambit, Whimsicott, Cleavor as well. There you go. 2
Look who
Cleavors.
finished third.
What? Sorry, what?
Look who finished third in the VR.
Who did?
You looking?
Are you looking at the standings?
Kevin, his brother.
Oh,
They finished
Kevin.
second and third.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said. Sorry. Yeah, so Kevin also been on the show. Didn't have Cleveland.
Brothers second and third.
Second and third. He had Mega Y, Charizard Y, Mega Aerodactyl, my boy, Basculesian, Farigiraf, Sylveon. I know as a fairy myself, I should endorse Sylveon, but I've always hated its design. I fucking hate the ribbon evolution. And Garchomp. Too many ribbons. Like, what is this? Arts and crafts. Anyway, and then who else was
As a fairy myself is crazy.
Shohei Kimura, honorary Perthian, because he photobombed our group photo 1 year. Japanese player, Mega Y, Mega Dragonite, Basculesian, King Gambit, Whimsicott, Garchomp. I'm not going to go through the rest of the like top 11 or whatever it was, top 12. But yeah, look, I probably should start paying attention to these events because we're all in Reg MA now until the end of June. All I know is Rock Slide good, Basculesian good. Am I doing well so far?
Yep, that's all accurate.
Yep. Whimsicott appears pretty good. Sylveon's
it's decent.
Sylveon's like
The premier tailwind setter at the moment is actually Aerodactyl.
Whatever happened to Mega Floette? There's no Mega Floettes in this.
It fell off.
Is it because people started running fucking shit like Scizor and Tinkerton and like
Yep, pretty
Arcanine,
much.
Hisui, Excadrill? There's a lot of steel types. My boy Corviknight.
Yeah. Sneasler, also very prevalent. And you just get Diaclawed into next week.
Mm.
So is Sylveon, I think, kind of replaced Floette because people realized it's a, decently hard-hitting fairy special attacker, decent bulk, and you don't have to use a Mega Stone on it. So
I think with a boosting item and Pixelate and like I think Hyper Voice ends up hitting harder than it does on Gleam from Floette.
I wouldn't think so,
Fairy
not with
Aura.
Fairy Aura.
I think you'll find it does. I'm
maybe?
serious.
What, with Fairy Feather?
Fact check monkeys in our Fact Check Emporium on the subscriber Discord, which you can be
Floette
part
has
of
like
too.
150, and the Fairy Aura boost is more than isn't Fairy Aura 1.5?
You can run specs on or something. I don't know.
No, you can't. The specs isn't in the game.
True. So you can tell how much I play Mega Reggae.
The most boost you could give to a Sylveon is 1.2.
Maybe it's the
Fairy
fact
Feather.
that you're not using a Mega slot.
It's a fact. It's absolutely the fact. It probably hits harder than base Floette. But yeah, people. What's interesting to me is how much Mega Aerodactyl has picked up because people were originally running Sash Aerodactyl, and now that's all swapped to Mega Aerodactyl, and Mega Aero is one of the most popular mons in the game.
I think you need. It's because regular Aerodactyl.
I know this one. It's the one champion. It outspeeds Scarf Basculesian, right?
Yep.
Is that why people do it?
Yeah.
100%. And Scarf
Tailwind
Rotom as
up.
well, which is also popular.
And
Good old
let's
Scrotum.
go.
It's what, 150
He's
base
ready
speed
for
or something. It's
Worlds.
It's
insane.
150
Let's
speeds.
go.
Get me on table one at World.
The really frustrating thing, unfortunately for Aerodactyl, and I love Aerodactyl, is that it's about to be bombarded and probably in Reg MB with a bunch of 151 speed Mega Evolutions, which just
If they
outspeed
give us the Z Megas,
if they give us the Z Mega, which is unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. I think the biggest like heartwarming story, I guess it's pun intended, for Regulation MA is the rise of Mega Scovillain, my boy.
Yeah,
everyone wrote him off as F tier Mega, and he's actually like goated.
No, it's such a fucking nuisance. People just build it super bulky. Click Rage Powder. You can't have physical attackers because they just get burnt.
Just get fucking good.
It's not even just contact moves. Like when it's all moves, you're just like, Garchomp, I'm going to click Rock Slide. Nope, they protect their Zard. Scovillain. Suddenly you're burned now. And it's like, well, fuck.
I mean, the Lumberry is in the game, right?
It is.
Yeah, but it's just such like almost a waste of an
Scovillain
item
isn't
slot.
quite prevalent enough. Also, I'm a bit of a degen. I'm actually running a Mega Stone on my Garchomp as its item.
That's not unusual. I
No,
think,
it isn't.
Didn't Jude Lee run Mega Garchomp in
Quite possibly.
Singapore Nationals?
That's the thing is like there's such a deficit of good items
yeah.
that
You can get away with double
just
Megas.
slap a Mega Stone on because might as well. Sometimes I have a game where I'm not bringing my Zard.
Mm.
So I just want to, I've already got the Speed Pro because I got Tailwind up or whatever. Click Mega on the Garchomp for some beastly Earthquakes.
It's a love-hate thing for me. Because yes, it's a very small Pokedex in Champions Reg MA. Yes, it's a very small item dex. The thing is, though, it forces you to get creative, and people are running shit like Rosalie Berry, Garchomp, like Choppleberry, this and that.
Apparently the Japanese tech at the moment is Garchomp 4 attacks with Rosalie Berry and Poison Jab.
Heat.
Yeah, so clearly they hate fairy types over there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's insane. Like,
I hate the gays.
it's more of a Singapore thing, but possibly. Yeah, I mean, it's with such a small, limited format like this, sometimes, sure, it's frustrating. There's not a Pokemon or there's not an item that you want to use. You can't use it. But some of the things people are coming up with and all the different, like Tinkaton is picking up as one of the stronger Pokemon out there. Feint is a move that's seeing more usage than it has in a while.
Mm.
I lost a game earlier this evening to there's a Cleavor next to a Lucario, and they clicked Feint onto my King Gambit, which protected and close combated it.
Yeah, people on our subscriber Discord are like cooking with like soak Pelipper memes at the moment as well. I've heard people testing that out. Johnny Canada, you know who I'm talking about.
Insane.
And Ethan lurking with his soak Pelipper strats.
Is that next to Archeliodon?
I don't even know. I've
Best
been
electric attacker in the game.
trying to avoid getting into the Reg MA source because I've been so keen on day-2ing Melbourne.
And now that you haven't done that, you can focus on MA.
Now I can focus on being shit at MA instead. So that's great.
I'll give you some of my teams. I've been cooking.
But Mark, you were trying to give me your team for Melbourne. It was Specs, Reggie Alecki.
Yep.
Didn't you end up giving that team to Melbourne Matt for the cup?
Yeah, but he fucked it.
What do you mean he fucked it?
He changed it. He did a U. He changed it, and then he complained that it was shit. He's like, mate, your team is dreadful. What are you doing? And then I was loitering around while the cup was happening, watched a game that he was playing. He clicks Nasty Plot on his Calyrex, and I was like, what are you doing? Mine doesn't have a Nasty Plot. I was like, yeah, I changed it. I was like, well, it's not my team anymore, is it? He's like, oh, well, what the fuck was Pollenpuff doing? I was like, you see that Farigiraf in front of you that just clicked Trick Room that you can't hit? That's what the fuck it was doing. But yeah. So no, my team doesn't suck. Matt just changed it and ruined the structural integrity of the team. My team was good.
Yeah.
Isaac Haynes Montoya, who made Top Cut, he lost to that team when we were running practice matches.
Every time you say that name, all I could think of is Princess Bride.
Hello, my name is Isaac Haynes Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to eat this origin pulse.
You killed my father.
Oh, how funny was it that someone went up to a junior player went up to him and asked if he was Joe Ugarte?
That's so funny.
Like literally.
That is pretty hilarious.
It wasn't a meme. And a kid actually thought it was him.
What did he say? Did he say yes?
He just turned to Tim and started laughing out loud.
He goes, no, I'm Joe Ubex 10.
Pretty funny.
Nice. Similar to an experience I had where a Japanese player came up to me while I was standing on out on the floor. And he's like, oh, can I get a selfie with you? I was like, oh, yeah, awesome. You know, I guess I'm a big name now. I'm a caster. They want to get photos. Maybe he's a fan of the podcast. And I just love the idea that he's gone back home and on Twitter it's like, oh, so glad to go to Melbourne. I met Lee Provost. Like,
no way. Good. That's good.
Yeah, but I mean, that was sick. A little taste of fame. Yeah.
We take place as well. It was hilarious. You were like caught so off guard as well. It was very like humble.
I wasn't expecting it. No,
Totally.
It's happened once before in Brisbane, I think. The mum of a junior came up and it's just like, sorry, would my son be able to get a photo with you? Because I think that was a little bit of a just like his first event. He's taken a photo with one of the casters. Yeah, it's weird every time.
It's like,
and
I don't know
she sat down and beat Chris in a match.
It is so weird. Like, I think I don't know what tier celebrity we would qualify as. Maybe like Z tier.
Vaguely D tier, yeah.
Yeah, like, but it's so funny because like I had people come to me on the weekend being like, oh yeah, like my friend played you last round. They were so scared. They're like, oh, I had to pay some guy who's like a podcaster. I'm like, you don't have to be afraid of me. Don't worry.
I wouldn't at all call us famous, but we do have community renown. Like
infamy.
Many people at VGC events are going to know who we are.
It's unfortunate now. I can't hide. The paparazzi were waiting for me at the airport.
Yeah.
Everyone's counter teamed you, Chris. That's why you lost.
They had. People were counting me. I had such a horrible
Everyone's
run.
targeting Chris.
Mate, I was getting
heard that he was going to be running Terra, Fire, Heatwave, Lunala, and they all figured that they would counter it by bringing good teams.
People, I don't know what people did, like whether there was like some sort of like satanic ritual the night before or like voodoo dolls or something, but I was getting Dark Pulse flinched. I was getting burnt. I was getting full parried. Like I was.
But you weren't missing Chi-Yu heat waves.
Because I wasn't running it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I tried to minimize the RNG against me, and the universe is like, you know what? Get fucked.
Chris, if you want to minimize RNG, you should go play chess.
I think I'm just going to get good.
Yeah, okay, that works as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to get in the secret
also works.
Scooteasy Dan Baguli group chat.
Okay. This is your time to. The season's over, Chris. This is your time to dub the claim again. You're making Worlds next year.
I'm going to keep it vague.
Good call.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to see where Worlds is, because that actually is kind of a huge factor for going to Worlds, I think. And secondly, I kind of want to see how Champions plays out as like, I want to see what Indianapolis happens, what NEIC, like I want to see what Champions role, what the actual in-game experience is like. So that'll be another thing. Yes, I would love to go to Worlds. I'm not going to pledge it yet. I'm going to, you know what? I reckon I've convinced Lewis Tan to coach me. I reckon. I think he's, yeah.
Chris, I was coaching you.
I feel like, no. Okay.
What was wrong with my coaching?
Your coaching consists
I told you every mistake that you made.
Your coaching consists of jumping into my stream. Nah, this team is shit. Disconnecting from the stream. That's it. That's all you did the night, like literally like 2 days before the regionals.
Yes. I did do that before Melbourne. But what about Sydney? I was trying. Me and Alistair were trying so hard to help you.
Yeah, and I honestly did take on a lot of Alice's advice. I can't remember if I used any of your advice specifically, but I did drop Tinglu. I did drop Jumpluff. I didn't run
you, I guess, Kiran.
We're playing good cop, bad cop. He was good cop, I was bad cop.
Yeah. Maybe Champions, I mean, I'm just so fucking, I'm really sick and tired on Twitter. People asking for Amoongus to come back in Champions. Can they all please fuck off? I don't want him. I'm sorry, Kiran. I know you're an Amoongus stan. Fuck off, Amoongus. There are plenty of other Spore users and Rage Powder users in the game.
There's no Amoongus in MA.
That's what I'm saying. I'm actually really excited to play a bit of MA now. Do my daily slop. My login, do my daily battle, my daily recruit, all that shit. Get my VP. VP, Kiran, is what you have to do in Champions to be able to EV train your Pokemon and get items, just so you know, and buy Mega Stones. It's the in-game currency. You're going to have to learn how to get that.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Just you get it by battling. I'm sure you'll manage.
You can actually just buy if you buy the season, like if you buy the membership, like the year-long membership,
battle pass, Kiran.
Yeah, you get quite a bit from doing that because you get more daily missions unlocked.
I do know how it works. I do know how it works.
Yeah. I don't like
I'm not that out of the loop. Okay, I'm not that out.
I'm sick of my box filling up on Champions every time I fucking try and recruit a Pokemon. Your box is full. I've only got like 20 Pokemon in there. I don't want to have to like pay money to get a bigger box. I'm not a size queen. I just want husband size box. But like, I want to be able to have like one of each Pokemon in the Pokedex. Is that too much to ask? And also, I'm sick and tired of only 3 battle team boxes as well. That's bullshit as well. Maybe it's because I'm not Master Ball tier. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad at Champions as well. But I haven't put any time into it. Anyways, anyone got any more farewell Scarlet Violet /Reg-I /Melbourne Regionals thoughts?
I have a funny story actually. On day 1, it was like in between like round like 3 maybe. I was just walking with Dim, and then we got pulled into this interview like with no context. It was about Pokemon, and they were strippers promoting their strip club, and they were asking us the most absurd questions about Pokemon. It was pretty funny. So
that's who they were.
Yeah,
I thought they looked out of place. Yeah.
I just got pulled into the interview, and they're like, pretty much asked me what Pokemon I wanted to fuck, and I was like, I don't know. I gave answers, but it was a bit weird. It's pretty funny though.
I thought we were the best
I just thought it was an interesting idea. Like, you want to promote a strip club, and you go on and you want to promote like the ladies, and you're going to a Pokemon tournament. It's interesting.
I kind of love that. Do we want to change our post-regionals ritual? Because usually as a group, we all go to the casino. But maybe instead next time we head to the strippers.
I just feel bad for the strippers who have to deal with like sweaty nerds that have been playing Pokemon all day, like getting up in their grill at a strip club. That's like I would
No
not.
Pokemon player is getting up in a stripper's grill. We're all too terrified to talk to them.
Targeting us.
We're going to be standing in a corner awkwardly.
I don't know.
Honestly, it's probably a good idea for them to target TCG players because TCG
Yes.
players, in order to properly get into that, have a lot of money and are willing to spend it recklessly. They're the perfect target audience for strippers.
And they've probably never been laid before. So
Very true.
yeah.
We say as people who've played the TCG before.
I heard, Dan, tell us about your casino experience because I heard once again you and Scott, aka Scott Easy, were on the making bank once again.
We're always making bank because last time Sydney, I don't know what's with all these other states now. I don't go to like local casinos in Perth, but you have to sign up for all of them now, which is fucking annoying. And you need your physical ID, which is also annoying because I don't know, Scutisi doesn't carry his physical ID on him. So he has to, I think it's illegal, but you have to gamble with someone else's card or he gives you money to gamble with. So in Sydney, we won $1,300 on the pokies, and it was under my account. So I got a like cheeky little cut, and I just kept that in my wallet the whole time.
Nice.
Until this one, where we pulled our money together and started going off on the roulette table. We won big, and then we put a bunch of it into the pokies. We won a feature, and then we lost a bunch of it. So we came out positive.
How much?
But it wasn't as much. It was like $100.
That's all right.
Yeah. And the money that we tagged Chris in was like everyone's pulled together to make him feel left out.
Oh, yeah, we tagged Ashley as well.
You want to hear my
Resident
casino
gambling
story?
addict.
I do want to hear.
After Sunday, this wasn't a raid. Okay, after Sunday, I didn't even want to go to the casino. I just wanted to get drunk, but he really wanted to go to the casino, and he wanted to play blackjack. So I was like, okay, I'll play blackjack with you. And so me, Dim, Lewis, and Owie pulled together $1,000. You know, Owie had like 600 of it, to be fair. And because, so the reason we pulled together so much money is because the Melbourne casino is a fucking scam. Firstly, in the last year, on the roulette table, they added a third green number.
Yeah,
That's
3
some
greens is
bullshit. They did.
ridiculous.
That
It's
is
so
some bullshit. The odds are already in your favor. Like, that is just like, actually, like, when I saw that, I was like taken back, like crazy. And then the blackjack tables, right? If you want to play like the fair version of blackjack, not blackjack plus, which is
Rigged.
the Perth Casino min bet to play normal blackjack instead of blackjack plus is $25 a hand, $100. So we needed like some capital, and then we lost it all in 20 minutes. So
just
that was not great.
Your audio was cutting out a little bit there. So the buy-in for the blackjack table at Melbourne Crown Casino was $100 per buy-in. So did you just play like 10 games and lose it all, or like did you win a few back? Did you like win any hands at all?
Well, the thing is as well is like me and Owie, like particularly Owie, like know like the like we've like studied the hands a bit, so we know like the optimal like moves pretty well. Like he knows it like perfectly. I know it like pretty well, and like we just got fucked. I think we played 14 hands in total, and we lost 12 of those. Then like fucking crazy.
Like, I'm going to give you an example, right? Because
the guy was BMing us as well.
I'm a bit of a
The
blackjack.
croupier just starts emoting.
I'm a bit of a blackjack fan myself,
Would
and
you say
Did you say, Dan?
I said he hit the Fortnite emote on Kiran after he lost his blackjack hand.
Pretty much.
I'm a bit of a card game enthusiast as well, poker and blackjack especially. I want to see like what you do here, right? So the dealer has 15. All right. So they, by house rules, they have to hit, right? You're on 17.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That you are winning that hand. You are winning that hand on 17 always.
Okay.
Not always, but your probability of winning that hand is like 80%.
Okay. What if
You stand.
Okay.
You only improve your hand. Like you lose on the spot if you pull a card higher than 4, and there's 4 different cards which have denomination of 10. The dealer is forced to hit the dealer like loses if they get 10, 9, 8, 7, or if they get an ace, then they have to hit again and their probability is even lower. Like your probability, like that is like dealer showing 15 is like the best case scenario. Like no matter what you have. If you have 12 and the dealer shows 15, you should stand.
So this is, I'm going to give you another scenario that's even harder. What if the dealer is 12 and you are 13?
I hit.
Okay.
Wait, how do you know what the dealer is? Don't they like flip their second
You
card
show one card, right?
later?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
He's just
Yeah. That breaks the whole. Yeah.
Well, I
Sorry.
guess
Assuming. So I think like for your first one, you should have said instead you have 17 and the deal is showing 5.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
which
yeah.
case you should spend. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because
So what is the deal? Yeah. So I completely forgot that as well. What is the dealer showing in
a
the
2.
second one?
A 2. Yeah.
So the dealer is showing a 2, not the 10.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I have 13.
Yeah.
You have to hit. It's not great odds to win though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not in your favor.
I just don't have.
You're better. You're high probability if you hit.
I think the main reason I don't go gambling because I actually enjoy playing the actual game itself. Obviously, winning or losing money is like, not the selling point for me, actually like the game. But I spend all my like expendable cash on Pokemon cards, so that's kind of my gambling in a way. But it's paying off. My card collection is $67,000 at the moment.
We both lose.
Yeah.
Chris, I've said this to you.
Both lost.
I don't care what your card collection value is until you realize some of it, man. Like, you could have the value could go to $0.
It could. It's like shares.
It's only
it's
worth
like
something.
Yeah,
because people.
How is it any different to your beloved crypto?
No. It's not like shares because shares have expected future cash flows. If you buy a share, it's priced by the expected future cash flow, and same with your Pokemon card. But the difference is that like the expected future cash flow is the expected price in the future, which is like completely like extrinsic, not like intrinsic, like a share selling, like a company selling stuff. Like, why is the Charizard card worth money?
Supply and demand. There's a lot of
Because it's a fire lizard and people like.
Look, I'm not hating. Like, that's a lot of money, but like it stresses. What my point is, it stresses me out because like, say you have all this money, but like, I don't know. It's scary. It's not worth anything.
Well, I mean, it is. If I could sell a card on
it's the fact
Facebook
that it could suddenly become worth nothing.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's the same as the share market. Like it's.
But also, the other thing I was going to say is like I think Chris is too emotionally attached to his cards to the point where he's never going to sell it.
Oh yeah.
So he never actually like gets the gain.
No, there will be a point.
Yeah, 100%.
There's also this idea that I think a lot of people in the card community have is like
that's the main problem. The other problem is just like yeah.
This idea in the community, people will be like, "Oh, I pulled this card. It's worth $700." I'm just like, "Oh, is it? Go get $700 for it." It's like, well, I'm yet to find someone who's willing to buy it. It's like, okay, well, it sounds like it's worth fuck all. It's worth $0 until you've got someone who's willing to give you money for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't
know. Like, can I ask you a question? If you were to like, do you think that like if you were getting a loan, right? You have like a lot of money in Pokemon cards, right? Like that 67,000 is not insignificant. If you were getting a loan, would the like leverage
you like collateral?
Probably use it as collateral.
I don't know.
Believe in Pokemon cards.
That's a good question. It would depend on whether or not the bank feels that the cards have the
interesting,
potential to keep their value.
I do think you could. Yes, I think you can use assets.
Yeah,
I think it's a big enough collection where you could use it as an official asset.
You can do. It's just a question of whether or not, like, you've got $60,000 worth of trading cards according to the collector app. Like this thing that tracks how much people are buying and selling the cards for. But the question is, would the bank also evaluate them as being worth that much, or how much would the bank evaluate them as being?
They'd probably have someone come in as an evaluator.
Yeah, for sure. But again, it's like I think trading card market for older cards it might be a bit different. But especially for newer cards, it might be a bit too volatile for them to be willing to accept it as collateral. But I'm not sure.
Well, let us know if you're listening, if you've ever used Pokemon cards as collateral for a financial, investment or something, or loan. That'd be hilarious if anyone's ever done that. We can't end this episode. We've been rambling for a while. I want to end this episode on discussion about open team sheets and revealing natures.
Yes.
So first of all, I'm going to read out the tweet of the week. Dan knows this one very well. Chopper VGC says, first they want to know your moves, then your item. What's next? My Charizard's social security number? So that was his opinions on it. What are your opinions on natures on an open team sheet?
I don't know. I didn't love it originally, but I also didn't love open team sheets at all originally.
It's grown on me.
Yeah, and the idea of open natures as well. Fedicampo on Twitter made an excellent point It was very much a case of heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a great point. Where he said, creative team building is important, but if you're a good player, creative team building shouldn't be about surprising your opponent. It should be about building a team that you can use reliably. And, does winning a game because you caught someone off guard with a max speed timid Sylveon, does that make you a good player? Or does building a team that you can pilot when your opponent knows what's coming make you a good player? Saying it's more healthy for the game that way rather than people being caught off guard by jank and cheese. And I kind of see where that's coming from. I can see both sides of the argument because the other side of the
counter argument to that.
The counter argument I think is from what I've heard, and I'm willing to hear others from the floor, but nature's they're kind of like the last bastion of hidden information. We spoke earlier about Geo not wanting to reveal information about how his Pokemon were trained. There's a lot of creativity that goes into how people build the stats of their Pokemon, and revealing that information, it takes away from a lot of that.
I think Kiran's got something to say, but before he does, my counter to your thing, Mark, is that maybe, it makes you a better player if you can, win and based on your opponent knowing your natures. But I think if you're going to run a max speed timid Sylveon and win games with it, I think that makes you a good team builder, not necessarily a player. But if your team functions well and you win with a surprise nature on a Pokemon, I think that just shows creativity and good team building skills, which I think will be impacted by this. But the skill of the actual player playing the team is different. So what Kieran, what was your counter argument?
Yeah, well, I would just counter argument the skill point that Mark brought up, in that I would say that there's a significant skill expression in being able to create game plans for matchups, which are independent on on what your opponent's Pokemon natures are. If I can the better player will make plays that cover for his opponent's Chi-Yu being modest or timid, and that's a skill expression in itself. So yes, what Fedecampo's point 100% makes sense, but I would say that's the counter argument. I'm not I don't really care that much that natures are open now. If I had to pick, I'd probably keep them closed. I think open team sheet was perfect. As far as information goes, I thought it was just a bit unnecessary. I don't think anyone was really asking for more information to be shown, but I think it won't change much, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it'll change a whole heap. I will say as well, while I do agree with that, playing around what could be is really important. And I've been playing a lot of Best of One for Regulation MA. And I've kind of been enjoying, trying to play around possibilities. And I think that is very true specifically for natures. But something else that was pointed out as well was, once again, much like was the argument when open team sheets dropped, without the natures, there's kind of an unfair advantage to people with team building groups and friend circles who are able to scout and who can be fed information from that.
That's fair.
If I play against you, Kiran, and your Chi-Yu outspeeds my Jolly Scarf Shifu, I know that you're running Timid Scarf Chi-Yu, and I can tell Chris so that he's prepared for that in his game against you. And I think that, among anything else, and I said this for OTS as well, it's the best argument for more information sharing is because it evens the playing field.
Another argument I'll say for it is that now we don't have to bloody worry about future metagames. The whole 135 speed tier group of Chen Pao, Fluttermane, Miraidon, Koraidon, are they running modest Miraidon? Are they running timid Miraidon? Am I going to outspeed and having to scout that information game one so you can formulate a plan for game 2 and 3, that sort of stuff? Thank God I don't do that anymore, because I was running Adamant Chen Pao for most of Reg Eye and hoping I was going to outspeed the chunky AV / modest specs, bulky Miraidons and get rid of that terrain. And then everyone started running fucking Choice Scarf Miraidon instead. And that went out the window. And it'd just be nice to know the fucking nature and not have to play those games. But I mean, look, whatever. It does. I do miss the days of being able to cook a lot more and surprise people. But it does whatever. The game adapts, and I think I think a year from now we won't even notice the difference. It'll just be status quo. Dan, did you want to say something about it?
I think it's silly. Again, no one was really asking for it. I feel like it's just them bringing everyone in line with the Japanese circuit. And I really liked the really bulky Ogapon, like the impish Ogapon half flame sets that came out. So it does leave like a little bit of less room for innovation. But again, it's like people know you play around it. But I don't know. I would prefer not to have it, but I don't care too much that it is in the game.
Do you think we'll see people running crazy shit like naive, hasty, like these natures where it kind of hides some of like what the strategy actually is? Like you don't know what sort of attacker they are, or like I don't know. Is that like a meme that someone might try?
That would be very funny.
You do know what type of attacker they are. It's open sheet. You can see their attacks.
True. Oh yeah, I guess I can't really do that then. Yeah, okay. Doesn't work.
It's like, do you know what a naughty nature does?
Well, if you were like naughty, I don't even know what it is. Is that plus speed minus defense?
No, it's plus attack minus special defense.
Oh, fuck.
There you go. You could use it.
This is vaguely.
You could go good.
You could tell the strippers this. This is the sort of stuff that they'd want you to tell you in the strip club when they're dancing for you.
It'd be exactly the same as that one time at Perth Regionals where a friend of the show, Philip Brigg, was using a Smeagol with Hyperspace Hole, and his opponent put up a hand, called for judge, and asked, "What does Hyperspace Hole do?" You just get people who's like, "What the fuck is a serious nature?"
I know serious is a neutral nature. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah, I think it is.
Same with mild and all those other shit ones. Yeah. All right, let's finish up this main episode.
No, mild isn't neutral.
Mild isn't neutral?
Correct.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, there's 5 neutral natures.
No, it's like minus defense plus special attack. Is that it?
Holy shit. Yeah, you got it. Nice.
Dude, let's go.
I'm so dreadful with natures. I know like 5 of them.
What, timid, modest, jolly,
adamant, and brave.
Yeah, and quiet. That's pretty obvious.
Which one's quiet? Is that special attack?
Minus speed.
Yeah.
I know Lax has negative speed.
I build on Showdown. Every single nature happens to be plus minus.
Wrong.
Lax is neutral, Chris.
Oh, fuck. Whatever.
Wrong.
Can we move on from this? Because I'm starting to...
Lax is...
We're moving on.
This is fun.
We're moving on. I'm better with the berries, I promise.
What does Salak Berry do?
It's when you are within a quarter of under 25% HP, your speed goes up.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Kasib?
Kasib. I actually have used this one. Fuck.
This one's easy.
Yeah.
I should know this.
This one's easy.
I know. Shut up. Let me think. Is it the one that resists dark attacks? Kasib.
I think Kasib is Ghost.
Ghost? Yeah, no, Kolba's dark. You're right.
It's Ghost.
Yeah. Fuck. I was so close. It's pretty much the same thing. Dark and Ghost are the same attacking type.
Yeah.
We're not doing the berry game. We can. Okay. If the viewers,
what's the one that hurts the attacker if they hit you with a physical move?
Well, Moranga's special defense. Keyberry, your defense goes up.
Oh my god! The one that they ran on the Pelipper.
On the Pelipper, yeah.
Well, what was it?
I
think it starts with a C.
Moranganberry or something.
My favorite berry, for those that care, is the Kustap berry.
Moranga's plus
Kustap berry is hilarious because it doesn't actually show you it activates until the start of the new turn. Like it kicks in at the start of the next turn. It's like, oh, what? They had a Kustap berry? And all of a sudden they're going first in their speed tier. And that is funny to me.
Yeah, Snorlax. Kustap berry, Snorlax.
Yeah. Is Kustap berry in Champions?
Pretty sure I brought that on a Talonflame to a regional.
Do you need to be below half?
Jaboka berry is the one that people were running on Pelipper.
Kustap is it's a pinch berry, so you have to be under 25%.
No, it's
I'm talking about Kustap.
Oh, okay, yeah. Jaboka, it was specifically to answer a scale shot, multi-scale Dragonite in Reg Hage.
Jaboka? Because I barely know her.
Because it doesn't make contact, so Rocky Helmet doesn't work. So Jaboka berry procs to pop multi-scale. It was so funny. I think it was a Cybertron tech, or at least he showcased it. Nice, thanks,
Thank you, Dan.
It won a GC.
Yeah.
It's funny. I love it when people cook like that.
I hope in MB, because everyone's clamoring for more items, I hope they give us a bunch more items and they're all just ridiculous berries with niche use cases. I hope they give us more of that nonsense.
Enigma
I hope
berry.
choice items stay gone for a while.
What is the
Chris, you
Enigma
can't
berry?
say that.
What does it do? Go on.
Oh, it's an enigma, isn't it?
Isn't that the one that gets rid of their PP? I don't know.
Might be.
I mean, I can't even remember now. It was one of back in the day. There was like 5 event only berries, and Enigma was one of them. It used to come on Darkrai. Is it like a?
It restores a quarter of your max HP after you get hit with a super effective move.
That's it.
Wild.
Which is a
Yeah,
it's
it's a bit
kind of
shit.
kind of shit. They probably should buff the berry. Buff Enigma berry. You heard that, Game Freak? If you're listening.
Anyway, that's enough talk about berries.
Can we play? Joel, when you edit this, can you remember that song we played on Dan's farewell episode? Well, he didn't stay with farewell for very long because he's still fucking here, right? But that goodbye song, the really emotional goodbye song, if you could play that at the end of this episode as like our farewell to Scarlet Violet, that'd be great. Thanks.
Fuck, I'll jump on, but we've got to use your phone for the Discord on the Bluetooth, so I can't play anything.
I can play it if you want. Will it input if I play it on my phone?
It was Goodbye by Bo Burnham.
Oh, I know the song.
Just get Joel to do it in post. We don't need to listen to it all.
No, we're going to play it in the background while we sign out. Any more shout outs, anyone?
Okay, so now you're taking my hosting job. I see how
fuck.
it is.
All right, sorry. It's all about Mark. Continue, Mark.
Getting cooed. It's a bit
Shout outs, Mark?
distracting. Yeah, Chris, can you turn the fucking music off? If we're talking about Reg I, we should really just be playing Good Riddance.
Yeah, we can't hear it.
Okay. The real listeners will be able to hear it.
All right. Dan, do you have any final shout outs?
I want to shout out Stolruth, who went to Melbourne and O2 dropped. I also want to shout out Sergeant Piehead, who O1 dropped.
No, that's not his name. That's not his name.
That was
That's
the name
his
I
name
saw on a
registered
team sheet.
at the event.
No,
Yeah,
no,
100%.
you're lying.
No, it was.
SGT space Piehead. That's
Yes.
his name.
No, Kiran, no shit, because I was scrolling through the team sheets, looking through like when we got them for the caster desk.
Holy
There was a
shit.
team sheet that just said Sergeant Piehead. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm dead. 01 drop, no restricted, bro. I don't see the format. You just gave up. Oh,
He
my
did not.
I mean, look, he at least got.
Spyhead, if you're listening, shout out.
Is O1 drop, is that indicative or potentially of a
He
no-show?
no-showed, yeah. But he may have still got his Mega Zygarde playmat and
No,
promo
he
cards.
played.
So.
Oh, he played around?
Wait,
He
submitted
actually
it?
played. Yeah, he played around and dropped.
Yeah. And I think he dropped. My theory is he brought no restricted Pokemon. I think he played against 2 restricted Pokemon and then realized that it was a Reg I tournament and then decided to go home.
Rest
That's
in
my
peace,
theory.
Sergeant Piehead.
We barely knew thee.
Yeah.
That's a Hall of Fame. That, I mean, obviously that's not his name, like in real life. Maybe it is. You know, let's just say it is.
Yeah.
Let's just say it is. That is a legendary name, Sergeant Pie.
Mr. and Mrs. Piehead had a child. It's like, what should we name this child so that it to give it, to offset the ridiculousness of our last name? Let's call them Sergeant.
What's better than meat piehead or apple piehead?
Yeah.
Could have been Gwyneth Paltrow, like, apple piehead.
Piehead.
Well, if you're listening, Sergeant Piehead, please subscribe because we'd love to have you in the community.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing more of you around, Sergeant. Any other shout outs, Dan?
I can't. Shout out Jared Isherwood, who lost all 8 games but played them all out. Big ups.
Respect.
And yeah, shout out O2 Drop peeps, the Perth community peeps, and Kiran for almost bringing it home again for a 3-peat of Perth wins Melbourne. So very close. And you still did amazing. So yeah, you did. You tried very hard.
Very hard.
All right. Kiran, any shout outs?
Next.
I think I'm all good after the shout outs before, but thank you for tuning in.
I'm going to give shout outs to, first of all, everyone who brought the soup, Ting Lu, Drew Bliss and co. I thought that was really cool. They got some love. And also Daniel Walker, we didn't mention him. He got day 2 and he claimed some scalps with his team of Illumise, Toxic
Illumise
Chain, Body Press, Okie Dogie
with Electric Seed.
with Electric Seed.
It was scuffed. He only beat Chloe in game
remember,
3 because he haxed her out and she threw more than he did.
True, it was a throw fest.
100%.
Yeah, well, the round before that, he played Chris Khan, and he only won because the body press poisoned the Sash Chen Pao.
Oh,
Nice. That's nice. That's why you run body. That's why you run Toxic Chain.
Dude, I was I went over to him to let him know that he was going to be on stream, and I was walking him over. I was like, "What's the sauce?" And he's like, "Oh, it's Okie Dogie." I was like, "Nice, I love Okie Dogie." It's like, "Yeah, it's Electric Seed Body Press Toxic Chain." And never so much in my life have I wanted to beat a man. I just wanted to like fucking jump him. Like what?
The Ilamise
It made me so mad. And then he won, and we had to interview him. Jesus Christ!
Ilamise had infestation for a start. Which traps you in, and I can't remember what else it had. I don't know if it was like toxic or encore, or it had something nasty on it as well.
Yeah,
Encore light screen tailwind.
Yeah,
the encore infestation was very funny.
fucked. So yeah, Daniel Walker, shout out to you. Shout out to Diego, who ran. I did ask him. He ran 1 protect on his team, which is above average for him.
Above average.
So shout out Diego. Yeah. Just shout out everyone who made the event as great as it was. They actually gave us waterproof wristbands, so shout out to ESL.
I remembered this time
Yeah.
not to absentmindedly tighten mine and then not be able to take it off for the remainder of the weekend. When I put it on, it was loose enough that I could slip it on and off when I got back to the hotel. So shout out to me for remembering to do that. But I do like the wristbands they use now. They're a significant improvement on the paper ones that would disintegrate on the first shower you had.
Mark likes it loose. You heard it here first.
100%.
Because I like it loose, it's easier for me to get my whole fist in. All right. Any other shout outs?
Whoa. Oh, look, there's probably people we've forgotten. Shout out Tim Nurse. I think he went 4-4 day 1. Shout out Oreo.
I think Tim went 5-3.
5-3. Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever.
He didn't make day 2.
Yeah. Who else? We had all the Perth people that came over. Robert Chen.
I feel like we didn't shout out Jordan enough.
Well, yeah. Like
The third Perth player to go day 2. I think we did mention it. He picked up the dub against the Japanese player. But he fought some big names in day 1 and he beat a few of them. So shout out Jordan.
Yeah.
If we've forgotten you, I apologize.
I can't remember who else went over. Joel Howe, 1-5 drop.
Matthew Slocum.
Yeah.
I don't know what his score was. 4-4, right?
Yeah.
Old Drizzle Jizz himself.
Yeah, people were too prepared for the Shadow Wider.
Shout out JUX10. Chestnuts, Gru, Matty B.
Shout out Sergeant Piehead again.
Yeah, got to shout them out again.
Sergeant Piehead, my goat.
If Sergeant Piehead has 100 fans, I am one of them.
Shout out Alistair again, who at one point on stream was told that he looked like 2 children in a trench coat.
That's funny.
By the people watching the stream. That was very funny.
What does that even mean?
Because the way the jacket was bunched up, it looked like a really long coat on like a really small person.
I do want to quickly take that moment. I feel like we haven't really shouted him out properly. Shout out Alistair, first streaming, first casting gig, crushed it in my opinion. I really enjoyed being on the desk with him. We all knew his analysis was going to be good. He's a very talented VGC player, but like the way he presented his analysis, it was interesting to see him talk about, because me and the other casters will talk about like possibilities, right? We'll say, maybe they'll go for a flamethrower into the slot. Maybe they'll click wide guard, something, and talk about it that way. But he will kind of get a bit more into a player's head and he'll be like, I think, given this, they're going to look for a U-turn because that will allow them in 3 turns to have this in the back and yada, yada, yada. So that was like quality analysis that I know a lot of people really appreciate in those high level streams when they get players like Cybertron and Wolfie on to give those sorts of insights. So hopefully we have him back for more casting because I think he did a really good job.
Off, Mark.
I think he enjoyed himself. I think he had a good time.
Good.
I'm sure we'll quiz him about it on a later episode.
Shout out Melbourne Matt. Shout out Scoot Easy. Shout out Oliver Ramsey's mum.
Shout out Andy. Shout out Andy. Shout out Andy.
Shout out Andy. Shout out Mushroom Man. You know who you are. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks for a great weekend.
Shout out Sergeant Piehead.
That's true.
He's had enough shout outs.
Shout out for Sergeant Piehead.
I can't get over it, man.
It's so good.
Just can't get over it.
Shout out
'Cause, like,
Alfie.
if that's not his name, like, how do you come up with that?
I didn't
Did Alfie
realize.
play VG? I played TCG.
Alfie played the cup day 2 though, and he went like 4-0 in the cup and then bombed. I think he ended up 3-3. He was doing well in the cup though. He his opponent got a DQ, like a team sheet error though.
Yes,
There was
well
like-
done, Elfie. But circling back to Sergeant Piehead.
Oh god.
No, but seriously, like for Go, I know people use their gamer tags, but for VGC, like, don't we like when we sign in and we get our bans, we have to show them photo ID. Doesn't the name on our team sheet have to be our name?
Right?
Does this person have Sergeant Piehead on their driver's license?
It could legally be. First of all, you might be pronouncing it wrong. Okay,
I
it could be.
think so.
It could be like. It could be like French, the sergeant, and you're just saying it wrong. And then Piehead could be like Paelde or something like that. I don't know, or like Pahid. It's like Sarge Pahid.
Look, honestly, like, I don't even care if it's his real name because, like, how do you get that nickname? That's what I'm really like. Sergeant Piehead. How does one get that nickname?
Imagine
You know
like
what I mean?
being, this is like, yeah, I'm definitely a piehead, but I don't feel quite qualified enough to be a general.
Admiral Piehead. I think maybe.
I couldn't be Captain Piehead.
Maybe it's just like on a. On
He
just
had to
like,
work his way up the ranks, Mark. He wasn't always Sergeant Piehead.
maybe just like one night with the lads.
He's
he
going to
just.
be Lieutenant Piehead.
He started off as Private Piehead.
I reckon it would have been like like teenage years. He would have been out with the lads,
gonna
and
be
someone did
lieutenant.
a cream pie in his face, and then someone would have
Petty
called him.
Officer Piehead, second class.
Okay, why? What the fuck?
Whoa.
So he probably copped a pie to the head, and then someone gave him the nickname.
You are projecting so hard.
No, not that side of cream pie.
More likely.
I'm talking about like the
The
slapstick
ones that
comedy
clowns that
cream
get hit in the
pies.
face by. Yeah,
Oh.
Jesus, Kieran, keep your
But it's
mind
just
out
like
of the
when it comes out
gutter.
of your mouth, Chris, I assume it's dirty.
cream pies often do.
No, it's not. It's not my mind that's in the gutter. It's the fact that you said it. if Dan said that, I wouldn't have thought it. Actually, no, I take that back.
What the fuck?
Oh, so now we're just being homophobic.
Yeah, and like I
No.
am a pie enthusiast. We all know my history with Great British Bake Off. But I prefer to eat pies not in the bedroom. I'm more of a baker than a kinky, person.
Fuck.
Oh, Baker's crazy.
Jesus. So shout out Sergeant Piehead. Wherever you are, whoever you are. I hope you're well.
This has been the longest outro ever.
Yes.
Can I start playing the song again?
No. Fuck.
Please find us. If anyone listening to the podcast knows Sergeant Piehead, please get us in contact. I have questions.
We can work backwards. Will Clark verse them? We have to know Will. Did you?
If you know
curse
Will
them?
Clark or you know Sergeant Piehead, please shoot a message to someone in the O2 drop so we can get an interview with Sergeant.
Yes.
Chris, please cut the fucking music.
Oh god.
Fine. Shout out Scarlet Violet for being look, to be honest,
Are you still doing shout outs?
I think we'll look back on Scarlet Violet fondly, even though we had it for far too long. And that fucking grandma in the background of every single battle, she pisses me off. But
Waving grandma.
I think the game itself was quality. Even though Kiran doesn't know how anything is in the game or how to do any of it, they were good games to play solo player as well.
Okay.
You had to get that in.
I did.
I played the game, bro. I beat the game. Not the DLCs, but I beat the game.
Mm-hmm. Who's the boss of Scarlet Violet? Who's the
I
champion?
believe. The professor, the AI professor.
No.
I mean,
that is the boss battle, but it's not the champion of the region.
to be fair, I barely remember who the champion is.
I don't know who the fucking champion is, dude.
One of the most forgettable
But
champions.
I don't even know who the champion is. There isn't one.
You guys don't remember Gita in a
Gita.
Glamora?
Yeah.
In a power suit?
That might be the most forgettable champion ever. Gita, is that actually their name?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Sounds like a slur. I think you're making this up.
You're a Gita.
Gita, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Whoa.
Gita? I barely know her.
Pokemon, TBCI,
The
if you're
Gita.
watching this, can we make the champion of Wind and Waves Sergeant Piehead, please?
I reckon it's a good idea.
And give him
For
like
the culture.
give him like a mega Slurpuff.
Yeah.
Or an Appleton.
surely.
Oh, surely an Appleton. Buff Appleton.
Anyway, we've been recording for about 2.5 hours now. So we should probably wrap up the shout outs.
Yes, any last minute shout outs?
I need to go to bed.
I just got to
Kieran needs to study. Let us go.
quickly shout out, as always, Comrade Clown on YouTube. Come check out my YouTube channel.
Go.
I've got another video that I've recorded. I'll be honest with myself and say it probably won't be edited by the time this episode drops, but it might. Keep an eye on the channel, and if you haven't watched my other videos, go do that. There's like 3 of them at the moment, and they're all great. Apart from that, shout out to the listeners. We love you all, each and every one of you. All of our subscribers, we love you just a little bit more.
And if you want to be loved a little bit more, for as little as $3 a month, you can be part of our community. Go to the o2drop.com. You'll be redirected to our Buzzsprout, where you'll be able to subscribe. You're getting access
as
to
little as $3 American a month.
Yeah, you'll be able to get access to our subscriber Discord, where all the craziest, funnest things happen. I can assure you. We've just about to start a Mafia season this week. We've got a draft league going at the moment. There is heavy discussion about the best monster flavor right now. It is very, very fun. And we also talk about Pokemon on there occasionally as well. So get involved, subscribe, and we've got merchandise. We've got beanies, hoodies, t-shirts. We get the best drip. Sounds weird me saying drip. I'm very white.
Yes. Apart from that, share us on socials. Tell your friends, and shout out Sergeant Piehead.
Fucking hell.
Until next time, friends.
Shut up, bro.
My goat.